And now, the hottest podcast around the globe, Straight Up TV. With your host, that dude All-Star.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Straight Up TV. If it's your first time tuning in, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, man. I appreciate it, man. How's everybody doing today? So listen, today is December 12th, 2022, and we're streaming live from Georgia. So today is a wonderful episode. This episode is sponsored by Light the Night. If you're trying to light the night, you have to get Light the Night. All right, so today's episode is a little different because we have the mad scientists, and I have to give knowledge, or I have to give a nod to Slingshot owner Black Mamba. I actually was interviewing Black Mamba, and I heard her use the word mad scientist, so it stuck with me. So my name for all these guys that create these slingshots, that put them together, to do the amps, the speakers, the lithium batteries, that make these slingshots what they are. These are the guys. These are the mad scientists. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and we're going to get started. All right. So we're going to start some introductions real fast so we can get going. First person I want to introduce himself. Let's start with Sound Evolution.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
My name is Jake Justy, and I own Sound Evolution. My brother Jesh. We are located in Houston, Texas. Go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, my name is Chase. I'm a shop lead there at Sound Evolution. Do the tuning, yeah.
All right. Let's keep it going with AP Customs.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Pete, owner of A&P Custom Cycles in Houston, Texas.
All right. Let's keep it going with Megatron.
All right.
Megatron, you there? All right, I think Megatron fell out. Let's keep it going. We'll skip over Megatron. RCB. All right, let's keep it going. I think they fell out.
Okay, you hear me now? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Megatron, ATL, self-door, own shop.
Okay. All right, let's keep it going with the Dragon.
What's up, y'all? This is Dragon, Charlotte, North Carolina. Via way of my garage, my house. Do it yourself.
All right, welcome to the show, Dragon. Let's keep it going with Smitty.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Smitty, Bagger Boys, Fort Washington, Maryland.
All right, let's keep it going. Little Rob, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Little Rob's Customs coming from. My shop is the garage too, baby.
All right. And last, we want to introduce Mr. Light the Night himself. Vernon, mute.
Damn, I messed up a good intro too, man.
We'll start all over.
I said, yo, what's up, everybody? It's a pleasure to be on here with y'all. This is Vernon Walker from Light Tonight LEDs in San Antonio, Texas, man. Let's get it on. Let's have a good time.
All right. So we have some more guests. If they pop in, we'll bring them in. They had some little problems, but if they pop in, we'll bring them in. So welcome to the show, guys. Listen, you guys are the brains behind the Slingshot. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are going to give some good tips and secrets to what it takes to create a awesome Slingshot. So we're going to get started right now. Listen, I want to talk to you guys about this. So I know a lot of Slingshot owners, right? So every Slingshot owner I know has like extra speakers, extra amps, extra LED strips, extra batteries, extra LEDs, everything. So listen, we can't afford that as Slingshot owners, man. Like after year 2 or year 3, you'll have enough extra stuff to where you could supply 3 other Slingshots. So I want to ask you a question. what can you do as the installer when the Slingshot owner walks in your shop and says, hey, I want you to do my music. I want you to do my LEDs. What can you tell them so that 2 years down the road, they don't have like 10 extra speakers, 10 extra sub boxes, all this extra stuff? So we're going to start with Sound Evolution.
What's up, man? So pretty much, the best thing to do is qualify the customer. Make sure you ask them what their budget is, what their application is. Are they going to compete? Are they not going to compete? And, build it accordingly. So a lot of clients we do know that started off with, oh, man, I'm going to ride around. I don't care to compete. And then they go to competition. The bug bites them. And all of a sudden they want to compete. Black Mamba, an example. They didn't care to compete at all, so now they do. So they started off with no sound processor, none of that stuff, decent speakers and all that stuff, but they never cared to compete. So now they do. So that's how we go from there. So will people have extra stuff laying around by upgrading and here and there and all that? Of course they will. So at that point, they flip it or sell it to somebody else or, buy a second Slingshot like Black Mamba did and throw the stuff in there. So
Okay. Nice. All right, we're gonna keep going with AP.
All right, yeah, it's kind of a loaded question, but for the most part, you really got to vet these customers and definitely pick their brains as far as what they want to do, and even then, a lot of times they don't know what they want. But I always start with letting them know, it's sometimes it's better to go with a better quality speaker than to put a bunch of speakers in it. They could definitely save some money just going with fewer of a better quality speaker, rather than going with a less of a quality, a large amount of speakers. I mean, that's really it. It's kind of hard to save money in this industry. This shit costs money.
Okay. All right. Nice. I like that, AP. All right, we'll keep going with Megatron. All right, Megatron having some issues. All right, we're gonna keep going with Dragon.
Well, I'm not a shop, so I don't deal with customers. I'm gonna do it I give people tips. I usually tell, because I have been getting a lot of people asking me to do their bikes, but I don't, like I say, I do one bike and that's my bike, but I give tips. I usually just tell people to research your product. If you're trying to compete, then be prepared to spend a whole lot of money. But more importantly, research your product, and then research your installer that you plan on using.
Right. I like it. All right, Megatron, you with us now?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, it's your turn to answer the question.
Yeah, one of the things for the few install I've done, the first thing I'm going to ask them, what is their application for? Is it for competition? Is it for just casual listening? Or is it for something else? Whatever it is, that's what you try to actually meet their needs for. So the main thing is, what are they really spending the money for? And that's going to determine the direction you go from there.
Got it. All right, we going to talk to Smitty.
Hey, what's up, All Star?
What's up?
Me personally, I think that you can ask a person 100 times, T blue in the face, if they're gonna compete. The first time they show up at a show, you're almost guaranteed they're gonna change their mind by the end of the show. Especially when they when they actually hear a good featherweight, like all the small bikes that the bikes you build as riders, usually turn right into a featherweight or a lightweight, or they used to turn into a lightweight. Lightweight got a little out of hand for a while there, but they turn to featherweights real quick now. So I guess my thought process is spend the most money you can afford now. And it sounds ridiculous to say, but the game changes every 6 months, right? That first year out, my whole every after every show I change a set of speakers out. And that's just how you keep up with competition. Here's something, you find out what works for you, what might work a little bit better, and then you keep growing. And that's how my stockpile turned into what it was. It's just every time I decided I wanted a little bit more, I had to take it out, swap it out. Like everybody else has said, it's an expensive game.
Okay, nice. Lil Rob,
What's going on, man?
what's up?
Well, just like everybody said, people get into the game. You got to ask the customer what are they looking for? Is it for competition or just regular, just to drive around in? But most of the guys said you go to competition, you go to the sling rides, and they want to be louder than everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's always, it's always, you know, I run the shop here out of my garage. I have multi customers coming by and ask me to upgrade their stuff even more. Um, but man, that's the most you could do is just, man, just ask them what they want, what they're looking for, and if they want to compete, then hey, we go with better speakers, you know. Um, but help them out. That, you know, also help them out, and it is addictive, man. Because I've had people come back 2 days later saying, "Hey, man, this guy was loud. I want what he has." You know what I'm saying? So there's never going to be, uh, how do I say? They ain't never going to be satisfied until they get louder than the other person. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of the game.
Nice. All right, we're gonna end that with Light the Night. You're on mute.
We got Elvin on here from
We got
Diamond.
Elvin. Yeah,
Oh, okay, Elvin. Hey, what's up, Elvin?
He
I think
on mute.
Elvin having some issues.
he's
Elvin,
mute.
can you hear me?
He frozen.
Elvin, can you hear me?
He has a bad connection.
Yeah. Elvin, you're gonna have to log out and log back in.
Yeah, man, get off that dial up.
All right, let's keep it going with Vernon.
All right. My answer might be different. I'm gonna tell y'all. With lights is different. When I started Light the Night, I don't sell a lower end. I don't sell a non-competition level kit. When you come to Light the Night, what I put on your bike, you can compete with, period. The only thing that changes is how many lights you want to put on there. The same light strips that I put on Slinger's bike 4 years ago are on his bike today. He's still competing with them. So when you come to us, you don't have to tell me you want to compete or not. I'm going to put the best stuff on your bike from the start. If you choose to compete, you don't have to come back and rebuy, add, or take anything off. We just add more lights or a different pattern, but the light strips I put on a regular customer's bike and the light strips that I put on a competition bike are the same lights.
Right. Okay.
Hey,
All right. Nice.
can I get them lights from 4 years ago prices?
Hey, believe it or not, my man, 4 years ago I set my prices and I have not changed them.
Okay. All right. RCB.
Tell me the question again, because I just
All right. Here's the question, RCB. Listen, I know a lot of Slingshot owners, and I know Slingshot owners who's got 20 extra speakers, 3 extra batteries, LED strips. Just got all this extra stuff, all this wasted money. So if a Slingshot owner walked into your shop and he said, "Hey, RCB, I want you to do my music." So what would you tell him so that 2 years down the road, he doesn't have all this extra stuff?
Well, typically when a customer enters my shop, the first thing I want to do is talk to the customer, and I always ask him question on what is his ultimate goal? What is he trying to achieve when he's building his bike? In order for me to be able to please what he's doing and where he's trying to get to for that same reason, so he don't waste money on stuff that he don't really want to do. Because there's some customers that really not interested in competing, and there's other ones that are interested in competing. So that will be my first thing to ask them, regardless of what they have in their bike, currently have in their bike.
Okay. Nice. Got it. All right. Let's keep it going. So when you're installing LED lights, do you run the LED lights off the lithium batteries, AGM batteries, or do you connect them to the alternator? We're going to start with Sound Evolution.
Bluetooth.
Whatever the bank is. It can be a battery bank, lithium, AGM. We definitely don't run our light to the alternator. I don't know if anybody does that in here, but yeah, we straight battery bank, lithium batteries or the AGM batteries.
Okay, let's keep it going. AP Customs.
Yeah, definitely straight to the battery. I mean, I don't do many lights. I do more of the music stuff. But the few times that I have done lights, definitely to the main battery.
Okay. All right, keep it going. Megatron, you there? You with us?
I'm with you, man.
All right.
Well, I might be the only person that running a separate battery just for lights, and I've experiment. Actually, me and Vernon had that conversation where the suggestion of the fluctuation of voltage from a regular battery, you might not have the full potential of the lights. So I have done the alternator, and now recently I'm experimenting now with the lithiums to actually run the lights, and I find that the lights they get much brighter using lithiums. So I'm kind of sticking with that right now.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. RCB.
Yes, I do run my lights off straight off of my lithium batteries. We're a shop that are real big on lithium batteries. Most of my bikes, I want to say 98% of my bikes got lithium batteries in them. So I run them straight from the lithium batteries.
Okay. Good, good, good. Dragon.
Well, I got my lights kind of old school. I mean, I run off the battery, but I run them through a separate fuse blocks. That way, if something goes wrong, something short circuit, I'm not messing with the main fuse blocks or anything like that. So I use the Neutron app and run my lights through that. But power and wise, they're coming from the battery.
Okay. All right. Nice. Smitty.
Yeah, thank God for Devin up here in light tonight because I don't touch no lights. Not gonna happen. I never had good luck with him. So yeah, I just called Devin and let Devin handle it.
All right. All right. Lil Rob.
Yes, well, definitely. Just varies on what battery the customer has. They could have a lithium battery or they could have an AGM, but definitely everything goes to the battery, all the lights and stuff. And if you have a secondary battery, then hook it up to that too. Just like everybody's saying, man, if they have run straight to the battery, never alternator.
Okay. All right. Mr. Santiago, you with us now?
Yeah, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, I had to stop stealing Wi-Fi from the neighbor, so I had to get my own for a second.
Yeah. So did you hear the question? The question was, we're talking about installing LED lights, man. We're talking about would you run your LEDs off the lithiums or the AGMs, or would you run them off the alternator?
If I would do lights, which I don't, that's why we flew in Devin to do all the bikes here in Florida. So if I was gonna do lights, that would go directly to the battery bank because I have a distribution block up there anyway. So I call if I have any customer, I'm like, yo, Bird, man, these people want to get stupid with the lights. He gets whoever, he flies them down, and they do it here at the shop. So I don't do lights. That's just not my forte.
Hey, okay. Elvin didn't do his intro, man. You got to do his intro.
Elvin, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
You already know this is Elvin from Diamond Design, baby. Taking over the world one slingshot at a time.
All right. Let's keep it going. Last, we're going to go Mr. Light Tonight. Mr. Light Tonight, when you're doing LEDs, sir, do you go to the AGM battery, lithium battery, or alternator?
Man, I don't hook lights up to everything. All of that you listed, 9-volt batteries, AA batteries, on your hip, on your hat, on your mask. I don't put them on everything.
Okay. All right. Nice, man. Hey, nice, man. I appreciate you guys giving me your honest answers, man. Some Slingshot owner is listening right now. He's taking all this in. So please feel free to give me your honest answers. So we're gonna keep it going, man. Listen, I want to talk about this. Say a Slingshot owner walks into your shop and he's trying to figure out what stereo he wants. Now, listen, I heard that it's nothing wrong with an Amazon $99 tablet. I heard there's nothing wrong with that. I heard that if you get the $1,000 to $1,500 flat screen, I heard it's going to burn out on you. It's going to have moisture and you're going to be mad. Now, or do you just use the Bluetooth method? So what you guys recommend? What's the $100 tablet or the $1,000 tablet deck or the Bluetooth method? Sound Evolution.
So, so I don't carry any $100 radios. I don't carry any Amazon, any Dual, any. I don't do that. If people want to do that, they can do that. We don't do that. So we are mainly running Sony on the bikes and some Alpine products. Yeah, I mean,
the reason, I mean, any radio you hook up, it's going to work. Our biggest thing is reliability. Like customers want to get in their Slingshots and they want to turn the radio on and it turns on every time. Your Amazon, your cheaper radios are going to be kind of more of like a roll of the dice, which most people aren't going to want to risk. So they'd rather pay the money and know it's going to work every time.
Nobody on this panel can tell me that a cheap Amazon radio is as quality as any other branded radios. Vernon, that's like me comparing your lights to Amazon strips. Is it the same thing? It's not. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody in the panel says. A Amazon cheap radio is not what a Sony or Alpine or some people run Pioneer, what they run. So our biggest goal is to get, the best, cleanest signal and X amount of RCA voltage out of what amplifiers we run, because some amplifiers don't need too much input voltage, where some of them do. So, yeah, I mean, that's my thought on that. Some slings or some vehicles, we only run Helix DSPs. So if somebody doesn't want a radio, we do a Bluetooth card in the DSP so they can stream through that and not do a radio. But back to the cheaper radios, man, we don't sell them. If people believe in them, they can run it. Again, it's to each their own. So, yeah, we definitely don't sell the cheaper products. So that's my take on that.
Okay, nice. AP.
Yeah, I'm right with Sound Evolution on that one. I definitely do not recommend putting a cheap radio in. You're definitely going to get what you paid for. You're going to have issues. You're going to have a customer coming back wanting warranty stuff. I just rather not deal with it. Put a good radio in there. I've had pretty decent luck with the Sony radios. They seem to be a little bit better sealed than the rest of the radios. But if I had my way 100% with it, I'd probably just do a tablet running Bluetooth right to the DSP. I've had real good success with it.
Okay. All right. Nice. Now we're not saying, are you guys saying that you can't win a sound competition with a cheap tablet? You're not saying that, are you?
No. So like I said, there is music and there is distorted music, I guess. And
well, I mean, the question wasn't, is this going to win you a competition or
right.
not? The question was, do we sell this or not?
A customer walks in the door and they just want to ride around to listen to music. I still don't sell them a cheap radio. I just don't. Like I said, we have a standard, and our standard is that I will not go below our standard to be in anybody's budget. That is why I don't do much slingshots. Straight up, that's the answer, is that we don't do much slingshots. We are usually out of the budget of customers, and other shops do it way cheaper price, in town, out of town, wherever. I'm happy, man. That's on them. Everybody has a budget, I understand, but like I said, we have a standard and we will not go lower than that to be in anybody's budget.
Okay, cool. Megatron.
All right, so that question will go back and all around, because why would you spend so much money on a radio or a head unit when there's option of just going via Bluetooth directly to your amplifiers or to your DSP? Now, to me, for the fact that these things are accessible to rain or water or anything, and they all can be damaged, my thing is Bluetooth would be your best option. Or if you got a Slingshot with that command ride radio, it would be best to just use a LOC on that. That way, if you ever get wet, you don't have to worry about losing a $1,500 radio. So to me, I don't see where the great importance of having that head unit, unless you're going to do something like what Smitty say he does, from the trailer to the parking lot, from the parking lot back in the trailer. But if you're a person that's just riding around, which at any point in given time you can get wet, your radio is not going to be as reliable as you want it to be.
Can we add to that, or do I wait till the end for the question?
Wait to the end. Wait till the end. We come back around.
All right, cool.
All right. RCB.
All right, and we don't promote cheap radios, but we kind of stay within the limits, kind of like what Evolution is saying. We have a standard, so if we know for a fact that that radio is not gonna provide good sound quality, we avoid trying to do those installs for the simple fact that you're representing a brand, so you don't want your name of your business out there with a piece of equipment that is not really representing what you're there for.
Okay. Nice. Thank you, man. Dragon.
Oh shit, man. You know, I'm old school. I'm running a JVC Kenwood. And I like that old school radio so I can listen to the radio. But no, I get what these guys like to say, man. If you building a bike, don't take the cheap route. Put you know, if you're gonna invest in it, go ahead and invest in it. Get the good quality product, you know. That way you save yourself a lot of trouble down the road.
Okay. Nice. We're gonna go with Smitty.
So my thought process is the same but different. I'm not putting a cheap radio on your bike because I don't want you to come back and expect me to swap it out every time you break it. That's that's got a lot to do with it. But me personally, if you got a guy that's on a budget, I'm gonna say this straight to Megatron because he said it, brother. If you put line output converters on slingshots in this day and age, you set yourself up for unnecessary noise. Even with a smaller bike, the cost of a DSP, even a cheap 408, is a better option than a line output converter. That's going to give you a lot more control over your system. You can run your line from your radio straight into that, and that's going to eliminate 90% of your noise in most situations. A line output converter is just, I just wouldn't run one on a Slingshot and add the ability to add noise to my system. So me personally, if you're on a budget, I would just leave whatever stock radio you have in there, add a DSP. It's a quick, easy, even for the guys that can't tune. The average person can set your high and low levels, and you should be good enough to get through for a rider. There's no need to sit down and spend 2-3 hours in a tune if a guy just gonna get up and down the highway. You can set his high and low frequencies and send him on about his way.
Okay, nice. Little Rob.
Well, just like basically like everybody said, man. I mean, if you want to go with the high-end radio, it's going to give you more sound. The quality sound's going to be better than the cheap radio. But you got some customers out there that want to keep their factory radio because the new 2022s come with the backup and all the sensors. Once you take the radio out, I mean, all your lights start turning on the dash. But it's really up to the customer what he wants to spend, basically. If they want to spend $1,000 or $12,000 to $15,000 for a radio, then it's on them. But I actually started doing the Planet Audio, the 10-inch screens on the radio on some of the Slingshots, and people like it. I never had a problem issue with it. So you never know. Just what the customer wants is really what we all try to do.
Okay, nice, Mr. Santiago.
There's no way in hell I'm putting an Amazon or anything cheap ass in these damn cars. Let's just put it that way. Like, I've been blessed to have customers that, I tell them, hey, usually when they come to me already, they just want to go for competition. I don't do light, like simple bikes. I do mostly like aggressive, high powered vehicles. You know what I mean? So the difference between a cheap ass radio, for example, right? Let's say I do all your car, I tune your bike completely, right? And if I just switch out that cheap ass radio because you wanted to save $200, instead of just going, because I'm a big fan of Pioneer. I use the Pioneer the 8600 NEX. I love that radio. And the difference in clarity as soon as you put a high quality radio is tremendous. So me, hail to the no cheap ass radio. If you want to put a cheap ass radio, hey, there's plenty of shops they're willing to help you out. That's my option on that.
All right. Mr. Light the Night.
Man, I would have to listen to some of the guys on here. I'm gonna listen to Sound Evolution, Smitty, Diamond Designs, guys that I see out here winning competitions. If I'm a design, or if I desire to do a stereo system, I'm gonna go by what they tell me.
Okay.
And they pretty much said the same thing, so I'm with them.
All right. Nice. All right, let me give a shout out to Black Mamba for a super chat. # Team Fancy Radio. Okay. All right, let me give another shout out to the Trailer God, Kenyatta, Team Elon Musk Radio. Okay. All right. Cool. So let's keep it going. All right. So listen.
Hold on. So to add on to that real quick.
Go ahead.
What do you call Megatron? Are you doing just your own sling, or do you do multiple slings like for customers?
Well, I've done both. And like I said, the only reason why I stay away from those super expensive radios because they're all accessible terrain. If they get wet, the Sony especially is voiding your warranty automatically once it get wet.
Okay, so
sometimes it's not the head unit. Go ahead.
Hold on.
And Sony warranties them.
Yep. So Sony warranties the radios as long as you use a Sony 7000. They warranty the radio with no problems. Okay, so that's one. Two, it's a Slingshot. Customer wants Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. They want a screen. So there you go. That's that. So the right command cannot do that. Next thing, I'm sure Smitty.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does Apple Play.
Yeah, on a screen that's this big. Nobody cares for
No, it's not. That's a 7-inch screen. It's just the same size as any Sony screen. So you guys don't know those Slingshots.
Okay. All right, cool. So I got you another one. So you're saying right command with the high level converter hooked up to that? Yikes. That
audio control active line output still sound better than a lot of these radios. Plus I have the option of a Bluetooth DSP. Which still sound better than a lot of these radios also.
Gotcha. So
so sound better. I mean, the factory ride command is not full range signal coming out of that. Even if you go before the amplifier.
That's why you put the LC in there.
Well, if you're not starting with a full range signal, you're never going to correct that. Obviously.
Yeah. So I guess Megatron's stuck on connection.
He's using LOC.
Megatron, you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Can you hear me, Megatron?
Nah, he's stuck.
He's stuck.
He'll come back.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna finish the conversation on this one. So back to Smitty, AP. Y'all know what time it is. You can't use no LOC with. You're getting an EQ'd signal from the radio. I'm done. Stop it. Yeah, Next question. We're not even talking about that. If he needs more proof, I can throw charts up tomorrow and a right command does not give you flat signal. You put an LOC before that. Go ahead.
You'll have bass for days. No control over your mids.
Cool. So Megatron is absolutely wrong on that one. Again, this is straight up TV. I'm going to be straight up. I'm not sugarcoating shit on here. It's going to be straight up shit. Facts. I don't care for bullshit no more. If anybody has factual proof, let's go talk about it. Let's do it. But if any other bullshit, I don't give her. I don't care. So
you better watch out. I tried that last couple weeks ago. You better watch out.
I'm going to talk. Like I said, I know Smitty knows the shit. AP does your things. It's just don't tell me right command gives you best signal. It does not. It's a full EQ signal going to a DSP. You don't have a flat signal. So it doesn't matter. You use audio control, whatever you use, it doesn't work. So.
All right, to each his own on that.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Let's keep it going. All right, let's keep it going. So listen, man, all you guys create these slingshots, man, that go up for these competitions and stuff, right? Either way, whether it's the light competition or sound, but we're going to talk about sound for this moment. So the contest is pretty much the first slingshot plays 1 minute, and then the second slingshot plays 1 minute. But I want to ask you this right here, and just your opinion, right? Just your opinion. If the first slingshot plays for the whole 60 seconds, right, and it's its opponent's time. If the second slingshot plays for 55 seconds and he clips, don't you think the judge heard enough? He heard enough to make a judgment. So do you feel like he should be disqualified? I mean, he only clipped with 5 seconds left. So shouldn't the judge go ahead and make a determination? I heard enough to make my vote. So I mean, it's crazy. I think I don't like that part. I like, listen, you're only listening to what you need to hear. 60 seconds and 55 seconds. What are you going to hear in that last 5 seconds?
I'm not gonna wait until 8 people go this time. Also, I'm going. I'm done.
Go ahead, Smitty.
You ain't able to get me like this all night.
Go ahead, Smitty.
So no. Just all jokes aside, it's not about if you've heard enough or not. But when you get in the ring, there's an expectation that your system is going to do what it's designed to do. And at that point, when it clips, something's wrong in your system. You have a flaw somewhere. You lost voltage, you lost connection. All of it's not on the builder. Some of it's on, I've had somebody walk between me and my slingshot and just sever the connection just enough to where, it depends on who your judges are if that's called a clip. But if you play 55 seconds and you clip, something's not right in your system. You know what I mean? So now you got what the goal should be. Let me figure out what's going on with my system. Not, you heard enough music. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
Thanks for jumping the line, Smitty.
Go ahead, Sound Evolution.
I'm gonna wait for you to start talking next time.
Like Smitty said, it is a 60-second round, so it needs to be played for the whole 60 seconds. It doesn't matter if 55 seconds you clip or not, you're out. That's rules. Rules are rules. You got to play 60 seconds, you got to play 60 seconds, right? So it's back to a UFC match or a boxing match. If it's 3-minute round, 5-minute round, they don't stop at 2 minutes and 30 seconds because one guy whooped somebody so bad, you never know. A knockout may come out, So I'm saying somebody could clip at 55 seconds and be out. So they definitely have to play 60 seconds. I would even play 62 seconds just to be safe, just to make sure that, you made it all the way through. And that's what I would do. That's what I believe in.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. Megatron.
Like I said, clip is a clip. I mean, it doesn't matter at what point you get clipped at. That means, like you said, like Smitty said, something got to be wrong with your vehicle at that point. There's something that fell down during that course. So, yeah, clip is part of the rules. And so with that, are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, we hear you. So
Okay.
let me finish this. I got some more to say about this because I got something to say about this, man. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Listen, y'all trying to tell me and all my subscribers that if you don't play for 60 seconds constantly, that your system is not good. No, come on, bruh. Let's keep it going. RCB.
That's not what we said, though. We said
Right. We said rules is rules.
If you clip, if your system breaks down, I've stopped my music at 50 seconds, 55 seconds, started turn the volume down. It's not a clip then. You know what I mean? You turn your music down. If you clip, like if something your connection stops, your music stops, then you clip, and then that's when you gotta go.
Okay. Let's go, RCB.
You're on mute.
I can't hear you, RCB. I can't hear you. All right, you're gonna have to log out and log back in. All right, let's keep it going with Dragon.
Hell no, clip is a clip. If you clip. Like I told you in my first interview, volume level. So if you go beyond that and you burn your shit up, sorry for you, game over.
Yeah. Listen, what I'm saying to y'all. All right, let's keep it going. Little Rob.
Yes, sir. Well, just like everybody said, a clip is a clip, man. If you clip, hey, sorry about that. We can't really do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? you're out, disqualified, or whatever you want to call it. Uh, but I mean, it's not. Sometimes it's not even about the system. It'll be maybe like a text come in and they call it a clip. You know what I'm saying? You should put your stuff on notifications low down or something. And play it. But yeah, I mean, it's just, those are the rules, and we got to follow the rules. You know.
Right. I understand, little raw. I understand. Hey, let's keep it going with Mr. Santiago. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what happened to the screen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, definitely. Just like Smitty said, if there's something like going into a competition is such a high expectation, not only for the builder, but the person that's playing the bike. Rules are rules. It doesn't matter. I've seen some boxing matches. I see somebody get their ass kicked the first couple rounds. Right when they're there, just that slip uppercut, that's all they need. So, if you take the clip, if your vehicle clips in any type of form or way, actually going to make you a better builder as well, because you have to figure out if you're clipping, that means you're running distorted anyways. So, you got to see it both ways, But an actual clip where something turns off, not a phone call, but actually if your amplifier actually clips, then, but again, rules is rules, You can fight all you want. If you get your ass knocked down in the last 2 seconds, you should have ducked.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
He doesn't.
All right. I appreciate it. Damn, Smitty, you on the screen twice. All right, let's keep it going. I appreciate those answers, man. All right, so let's I want to talk to you guys.
You definitely.
Oh, Mr. Light tonight. Mr. Light tonight. You want to answer that question?
Man, the light guy get dissed on the stereo questions, huh?
Oh my God.
Hey, I got this too. They skipped me too, man.
Yeah. Oh, who else is skip?
AP.
Boy,
AP, I didn't skip you, man.
Go ahead, AP.
Who is?
You can go, AP.
No, I definitely agree with Smitty, and to dive a little deeper into it. If you enter a competition, it's to determine who is the better one, right? And if you get clips, even if it's at 59 seconds, they're the better one because you clipped. So, I mean, it's just it is what it is. It's you got to give the best 60 seconds, not 59, not 58, not 50, 60. That's my 2 cents on it.
Okay. All right. Hey, you guys, you got to keep your microphone on mute, guys. All right. So we got a new panel member. We got Eric from Twisted Customs in the house. What's going on, Eric?
What's going on, fellas? What y'all up to? What's up?
All right. Thanks for joining. Hey, so listen, we're in the middle of a question, and the question is this: in a stereo contest, sound contest, let's say the first guy is playing for 60 seconds, which is required 60 seconds. The second guy plays for about 52, 53, 54 seconds, and he clips. I was saying that I thought the judge heard enough music to make a judgment. So what's your take on that?
My take is I go along with you. What you said. It don't take 60 seconds to get the quality out of you. I mean, 50 seconds, 35 seconds. You pick the right song. 30 seconds, you got the right song. The judge gonna know automatically off the top, as far as I'm concerned. So I mean, if he clip out at 55 or whatever, I don't think that should be a game changer, me personally.
I like that. I hope y'all heard him too. I like that too. Because you can't tell me, listen, if I play for 45 seconds and I'm dragging somebody's ass, and I clip with 3 seconds left, are you serious, dude?
Game over.
So okay, so if you're watching a race, and you're in your first place, if you're watching a race and the person who's in first place falls down 3 feet before the finish line, and the next person come along and win the race, are you saying that with the lead that they were keeping up this whole time, was that good enough to give that person who fell down 3 feet before the finish line wins the race? No.
Yeah, I'm a Megatron on that one.
Okay, see, Megatron, see, you trying to go there, and I wasn't gonna go there, Megatron. But what you're
I'm
trying
just
to
using
say,
an example.
listen.
You
See, the
gotta
race,
go
the
there.
race
You gotta
has a
go there.
finish line.
It's a
Okay, let's say that the
You got to
finish
finish
line
the
is at
race.
60 seconds.
You got to finish the race, bro. Finish the race. If you came with your bike well properly maintained and everything, you shouldn't have no amp issues. That means you were 3 seconds away from it overheating or 3 seconds away from it something going wrong.
All right,
So
is it my turn
if you
yet? Can I
change the
speak?
rules,
Do
if
I
you
get to
change the
speak?
rules to a minute and a half, that means that person stand no chance because all they can do is 55 seconds.
See that's why when you was calling me about asking me light questions, Megatron, I stopped taking your calls because you talk too damn long.
Hey, but
He
I'll
might have
start.
been wrong about the last
What's up,
question.
Twisted? Hey, aren't you in
What's going
Jamaica
on? What's
somewhere?
going on? Going on, Bernie? I had to step in. I had to come on this side of
Well,
town.
you stepped
You
in
know,
here with the wrong damn answer.
wait, what? Say what?
Hey,
All right,
He
listen,
said,
this is why. I'm gonna tell you absolutely why. If you do a show and a person cuts out at 54 seconds and you don't call a clip, then you can't call another one at another show.
Exactly.
Because when the next person clip, he gonna reference the fact that somebody else clipped, and you let them count their score still. It don't matter. No one's gonna count the seconds at what point he clipped. All they're gonna know is somebody clipped, and you still counted it. You still let them continue. So you got to have a strict guideline of 1 minute. If you let somebody slide at 59 seconds, how are you gonna argue with the guy at 58 seconds? There's no way. They're telling you absolutely right. If you do it for one person, you're gonna have to do it for all, and the time is just gonna keep backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up.
Don't have a
okay,
real system if you clip at 55 seconds.
but
all right,
not
all right. Hey,
only
Eric,
that, All Star. You know,
go
as
ahead.
Hey,
as a
don't
builder, man.
put me into this show and be calling me out now. Don't be calling me out now.
As
You on vacation, man. You supposed to be out there drinking Mai Tais and chilling and calling me
Yeah,
every
you know
morning.
I'm down here in Jamaica on the beach, man. I just had to come on for a meal. I had to come on. What's up?
All right. Hey, Dragon, you had something?
Yeah, I was saying, like as a builder, even as a do-it-yourselfer, if you're building a bike to put it in the ring, you want that bike to make sure that bike's going to make it through a minute. You want to make sure that bike makes it through. If you got a King of the Hill format where it's got to play nonstop, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds. So that's as a builder, you're building the bike to be able to withstand that. So a clip is a clip.
I got you. Like, fellas, I agree. A clip is a clip. But what I'm saying is it's a certain amount of time where you heard everything you need to hear to make a judgment. That's all I'm saying.
All-Star.
All-Star, what event did you clip at that you pissed about?
Listen,
Exactly, right? It
burn
sounds
it,
like you
burn
took
it.
personal. It
No,
sounds like
listen,
a personal vendetta.
Burn it. Next year, the middleweights better watch out, Vernon. I'm coming with the death bounce on them. Come with the death bounce on them.
Hey, they ain't gonna watch out if you clipping at 55 seconds.
Hey,
Exactly. You better not clip.
I don't think this is the right show for you to talk about them Deaf Bond speakers, boss.
Smitty.
Don't do it.
Smitty.
Don't do it.
So you know the specs on the death bounce? You know the specs on them?
I'm telling you, that's just not what you want.
All right.
The spec be bouncing.
Time and money with some old PRVs, some 250 MBs. You'd be surprised what that little speaker will do. So if you need a budget, that speaker that you're talking about, that's not the one. All-Star.
That death bounce.
He gonna kick you off the show, Smitty.
All right. Hey, let's keep it going. Keep it going. Listen, I got one more thing, and then I'm gonna turn the floor over to you guys to ask your question amongst each other. This is the last thing. So listen, you guys put a lot of work into building your Slingshot, and some of you guys actually go to the competition and watch the competition. So sometimes the judges, they either get it all the way right or they get it all the way wrong. It's one of the two. They're going to either judge it all the way right or all the way wrong. So I want to know, how do you guys feel when you, as the builder, as the brain behind this machine, as the creator, when you go to the show and you see that the judges got it wrong? How does that make you feel as the creator, as the builder, as the installer? How does that make you feel? We're going to start with AP Customs.
Man, sometimes it's like a punch in the gut, but at the end of the day, you got to be, you know, you definitely got to show sportsmanship, because you just got to go with whatever they call it. If they call it in your favor, cool. If they don't, they don't. But it definitely sucks, but you just got to take it in stride and run with it. It is what it is.
Got it. All right, let's go to Dragon.
Well, hey, I've been on that end several times. My biggest thing is like if they call it wrong, then okay, I need some feedback. Give me some information. Let me know what I can do better. But even if I win, I'm always asking questions. What can I do better? A lot of times I kill myself with song choice, but hey, it's a learning experience. But like I said, like my man from AP said, you got to take it in stride and get your feedback. Dust your show, brush your shoulder off, and come back next week.
Okay. Sound Evolution.
We've had plenty of losses. Won multiple times. At the end of the day, it's subjective, and it just the judges pick it. It is what it is. Judges is a whole another conversation we can have after you're done with your questions. When we get the open floor, we'll talk about judges, but it's subjective. So, like I said, you win, you lose, and you move forward and ask for their opinion on why they lost, and if they have a stupid answer, you smile and walk away. We have had plenty of answers from judges that didn't make any sense. So, yeah, that's all.
Okay. All right, let's keep it going with Megatron.
Like I said, in this game, it's all about sportsmanship. You just
Eric, you need to go on mute, sir. Eric, hit that mute for me. All right. I'm sorry, Megatron.
Yeah, like I said, you can it's all about sportsmanship. You got to be able to take everything with a grain of salt. It's not going to determine the rest of your life. So you just have fun with it. If they determine that one, you go to the next show. Like I said, if they can give you a positive feedback, it would help for your next competition. So it's just one of those things you have no control over.
Okay. All right. Nice. Little Rob.
Well, just like everybody's answering, right? I mean, they're right about that. I mean, it hurts to see that, you build a machine that was going to get you there, and all of a sudden, they overrule you. So you're like, damn, fuck, what the fuck did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? What do I got to do now? Everything starts popping in your head. The ifs, buts, nots, whats, whatever, But basically, the best way to get is results, man, from people, like from the judges. What happened? What did I do wrong? Or where did I mess up at? Always, stay positive, and man, just if the judge did something bad or something, man, just ease it off, man. It's just a game for all of us to have fun, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
All right. RCB.
I agree with everybody's comment. It hurts to see your machine lose or get a wrong call. I always try to be as neutral as I can, even though it's my bike. But hey, what you can take is take it back to the drawing board and come back stronger. That's all you can do.
All right. Smitty.
So I guess I got a question. So are you asking if your bike loses? Your bike? Your sling specifically loses, or you feeling like you're asking if you hear the judges get it wrong? I say that I simply ask that because if you think about 99% of the time when everybody around feels like the judge got it wrong, the judges have a different perspective of hearing that bike, walking around it up close. They might catch that speaker that's crackling that the crowd might not catch. Now, if it's you talking your personal bike, oh man, that's a tough one. And then that's why I'm gonna go with that thing you hate the most is that buyback. I'm just gonna pay my little $50, and we're gonna have to do it again.
Okay. All right. Mr. Santiago.
I gotta go with everybody else too, man. It sucks, especially that like the judges should have went the other way. But sportsmanship is everything. Like again, I lost a lot starting into this game, and I always had the question was, hey, why did you go the other way? You know, that's pretty much we're all on the same board with that. You know what I mean? It sucks, but if we could take a token of what they were listening to, then you know, it is what it is.
Okay, Mr. Twisted Custom, sir.
I'm gonna go along with my man. I have to say it's objective in my opinion. I feel like some of the judges have a different tone of ear to what they may be listening to. Some are more deaf, more bass tone. Some are more high tone. Some are more treble tone. So I mean, I don't think it's that you have a bad sound system. It just sometimes that judge or whatever just may not be your type of judge. I mean, to me, I would take it as a competition just to kind of come out better and do even more, or make yourself just so much better than the next person or the next bike that it won't be undeniable, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it.
Got it. All right, we're gonna go, Mr. Light the Night.
Sound, I guess. Lights, hell, I don't lose. I'm sorry.
All right. So listen.
If I had a sound bike and it lost, I don't know. I might have to disappear the judges or something. So I would take it hard. Y'all guys put a lot of time, a lot of effort to go to an event, a lot of money, a lot of practice. All I can say is, you got to pay attention to the rounds before you, see what the judges is looking at, see how they scoring the bikes. It's like a lot of the stuff that I learned in competing is when we used to fight all the time in tournaments. You got to pay attention to the rounds before you, the rounds after you, who's coming up, so you know how you should play the bike. They still get it wrong. Or sometimes it's not the judges listening to your bike, it's you adjusting your bike to the judges. If you can go to some events and judges like bass, or you can
Texas,
go to
those judges in Texas.
Yeah, or some they like the horns. You got to know them judges. The main thing in this is you got to go to enough events to know that you know. Now, if they still get it wrong, they human too. They're gonna make some mistake. You can go shake their hand, say, "Hey, what did I do wrong?" And most of the time, knowing y'all asses, you ain't gonna agree with what he tell you anyway. No matter what the judge tell you, no matter how technical he explained it to you, y'all know on this thing you're not gonna agree with him. So hey, just come back next time, try it again. All of y'all are tops in what you do, but just like I used to tell my son when he was fighting, it's impossible for every day to be your day. It's impossible for your bike to win every time, even if it's the best bike. So hey, sometimes you just gotta take your lumps, man.
Okay. All right. Great.
So I better not lose if it's lights. I'm telling you.
All right, we're gonna take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna open up the floor for questions from the panel members. So we're gonna start off with Sound Evolutions. When we come back off this commercial break, sir, you will have the floor. You can ask a question or a comment or suggestion to the group. So we're gonna go on this commercial. Be right back.
Light the Night LEDs for your premium high quality LED needs. The Night the Light LED team has become one of the fastest growing LED light companies on the market today. We pride ourselves on great customer service and advanced installation techniques with superior products. Light the Night LEDs provides the best customer service in the industry with our lifetime warranty guarantee on all products. Your premium LED needs for Polaris Slingshot, Vanderhall, Can-Am and Rikers, Harley-Davidson. We also provide high-quality accessories for your car, trucks, or RV. Feel free to give us a call today at 1-844-586-5337 or go to our website, ltnleds.com, and find an authorized dealer near you. And always remember, you can't light the night without Light the Night. Often imitated, never duplicated. And coming soon, the newest innovative device to enhance your LEDs. Zeus, coming soon. Log on today, ltnleds.com.
All right. And we are back. So we have reached the point to where I turn this show over to the panel members, and the panel members get their turn to ask a question, comment, suggestion to the group. First up is going to be Sound Evolution.
Well, understanding a balanced bike, right? So I'm so tired of hearing Texas and bass and Florida and horns and this and that. And end of the day, there's music, and music has information that needs to be played. Now, when you have overpowering bass or you have overpowering highs, at that point the bike is not balanced. Um, when you go to the East Coast, y'all like the horns extra loud, you know, and that's to us, well, to me, to Sound Evolution, that's overpowering. Your mids, your horns are just way too loud compared to every other octave in your sling. Um,
Yeah, there's correct sound, how it should sound, and there's your preference. So there's a big difference, and I think people get those two mixed up a lot.
Right.
Where they think that their preference is the correct sound, and there's only one correct sound, and there's we can take interpretations of that either way, but I think that gets too spun together too often.
Right. So, like I said, to East Coast, one thing is right, which it's really not. And then everybody talks about, slings in Texas has too much bass. Well, it's not about too much bass. You got to have bass. Bass is almost 30% of your music. 3 octaves, that's pretty much bass. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to start off with that question. Anybody else can chime in? I'm sure everybody's about to kill me. All the East Coast guys about to get pissed off on here, so go ahead.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and open up the floor. Anybody want to respond to that?
I would say that's definitely subjective. I mean, everybody's ear is different, and everybody got their own style. And I agree to some extent to Sound Evolution. I mean, there definitely has to be a balance, but what exactly is balance? Like it's like do you jeopardize clarity for balance? That would be my question for you.
I can't see myself. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
I don't know.
We can hear you, Smitty.
Well, just know I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. You wanna talk about that, Smitty?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Because if you balance, like realistically, if you take a system and you completely balance it out, you take everything, you flatten everything out, you take every peak out, and it's a smooth transition between octaves, right? With that smooth transition, usually that sounds terrible to the average person listening to it. You know what I mean? Like, and then I guess that's when you go in. That's when the preference comes in. So if you do it right, you balance everything out. You set all your gains. You balance everything. You smooth out your EQ, and then you go back in and you tailor that sound to what you like to hear. And I guess the easiest way to say what balance would be, the easiest way to say what correct it sounds like is what it sounds like when you plug your iPhone into a set of Bose headphones, you stick them on your ear, and exactly what you hear. That's the closest thing to balance that you can come up with, right? That's the only way you can really say what's right, because if you flatten it out, it's definitely not going to sound like.
I mean, to your point, Smitty, you are accurate, right? As far as saying you need some kind of reference. But as far even Bose, that is not a flat signal. The Bose, they've put their own preference curve on it. So that's, but you need some kind of reference. Like if you're using your Bose headphones for your reference, you're trying to correct something to the other, right? Like so in that case, your balanced sound would be your Bose sound, right? So every shop is gonna have, like Pedro was saying, every shop's gonna have their own style, and that's their interpretation of it. But yeah, like. You can't have a flat signal and expect that it's gonna please everybody.
Well, I think on your question, I think a big aspect too. A lot of people overlook sometimes. A lot of it really depends on what type of music you're playing too. Because like you said, the East Coast guys, you say we like a lot of horns. Well, not necessarily. Texas, they say Texas like a lot of bass. And you do, but like I said, but if you're in the Midwest, we like a little bit of everything, so try to keep it balanced. So, but, if you're tuning your bike to play rock music, then of course you're going to have a lot of highs in it, more highs than your bass. But if you're tuning your bike, playing your bike to play a lot of trap music, then yeah, you're going to be bass heavy. So just really depends on your preference.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that's a pretty difficult question too, because it's just like, what is balance? Balance from a close up, from a distance, like, what Smitty says, what Sound Evolution says. It's just, what is balance to my balance might be completely different than your balance. You know what I'm saying? So that's a really good question too, because what is balance to people?
So what you just said right now, where the judges come in play, it's 100% subjective. Okay, at that point, it's 100% subjective, right? So where do we come together and like figure out, what is the right balance? That's because
my shit might sound, I'm horn heavy. Everybody knows I love compressor drivers, baby. I'm admit
you're
that
too horn
motherfucker
heavy
right here. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love to be here. When I get the cops called from a mile and a half away, that's me. I love it. It sounds balanced from a distance, but that's what I'm saying. It's just, it's a difficult question. I do got to agree with you, Sound Evolution, and especially with Smitty. It's just,
Yeah, well, I think the part of the keep having this ongoing issue is that the competition is there's not anything written where there's these 12 songs and everyone, this bike is undoubtedly can play these 12 songs better than everyone else. It's they're playing this song and that song, and then that's what leads to the inconsistency of the judging. Is there's no reference. The judges have no idea. You play a song they've never heard before. How are they gonna reference that to? They have no idea what it sounds like. So.
Okay. So again, the question come back to what is balance, because if I have a bike,
balance is a scientific. I can show you balance. There's no denying that. But the difference is, I don't think, because we're playing bikes outdoors on low distortion, high power speakers, you're not gonna have a balanced bike. It's just not possible with the way our hearing works. It needs to be exciting. It needs to be loud, low distortion. So being balanced, I guess, isn't really the right word for it. It's the most enjoyable, if you want to call it that. But there definitely needs to be some cohesion as far as what we're doing in competition, not just showing the ring and okay, it's your turn.
So as a tuner in Texas, which you guys have the reputation of bass, a lot of bass.
Right.
If someone from the East Coast comes up to Texas, now for them to even be on the playing field, they have to have a lot of bass, more than likely, right? Because that's what really your reputation is out there in Texas.
It's 30% of music. Bass is 30% of information in a song. Do you have to have?
So you say how did you guys end up with the reputation of having a lot of bass?
Well, I think a lot of that goes back to just not slingshots. There's
Black Mamba is the reason.
Black Mamba is the reason. We were the first one to build the extended pods behind the sling, and that gave us more airspace. And whoever did it after us. Bass is the hardest frequencies to play outdoors. Anybody in this panel tells me otherwise, I'm sorry. So bass is the hardest songs notes to play outdoors. Horns are easy. Yes, do you have to tune a horn? Of course. But you get a badass horn and turn the gains up and down. You will get horn. But recreating bass outdoors with the how long a wavelength of a note is, that all comes in play to this. There's a lot of technical things behind bass that is hard to achieve. It really is. I mean, we're not saying this to blow smoke anybody's, up anybody's ass, but bass is the hardest thing to achieve in music, especially in an outdoor scenario.
So let's just play all acapella.
Hey, if that's what you need to do, that's what you got to do,
Well, the horns will win there.
Yeah. Little Rob, you want to get in on that?
No, just Sound Evolution. They're right about that, man. I mean, it's not over here in Texas. I mean, it's all about the bass, and if you can't get it right, just like you said, it's in the play. We played outside. It sounds. You got to get it right, man. You have to get it right. If it does not, if you don't get it right, you don't have a good bike, man. The bass is where it's at, along with everything else. You know what I'm saying? Your highs, your mids, and everything. So, yeah.
I think Megatron had asked me so the initial question was, when a East Coast bike comes over to the South, is it automatically going to not win if it doesn't have bass? I think
no, not true.
It needs to have enough bass to keep up, and then after that, it's just the salt and pepper for taste, right? Like it needs to have enough. It doesn't. There's definitely a point where,
again, back to the balance, right? If we have only bass, it's not going to work. You're not going to win. It's not a balanced bike at that point, right? So we need to all be EQ'd and put together where it sounds overall badass. That's where the balance comes into play.
Well, I also feel like this right here, though, when it comes down to that. Sometimes it don't have to be how loud the radio is to be how clear it is.
Right.
Because sometimes you hear radio that's loud and got a lot of bass, it sounds terrible to me.
Right.
But that's me. I don't like it real loud. I like clarity. And to me, you don't have to have a radio real loud to have clarity. So that's where my preference will kind of come into play in. So it's all judgmental and objective. So to find a healthy balance in there, I don't know how you will ever do it. So that's, like you said, you could take your same.
Well, to answer your question, frankly, they do it, and there's plenty of leagues that do that. There's Mecca, IASCA, there's all these competition formats that they do this exact thing, and they do it very well, and they have tons of competitions, and they have world finals and every year. So it's not like there's this great mystery on how to figure out what good sound is. Like, it's done every day. We just haven't figured out what that is for Slingshots.
The Slingshot scene, no disrespect, it's a new thing. Audio's been out, and sound quality and SPL has been going on, I don't know, 50s, 60s, 70s. So Slingshot is a new scene, so
it's the baggers. The bagger guys, they've kind of got it figured out because they've been out for a lot longer than the Slingshots, and that has its own type of things,
Yes.
AP could probably talk to that. They kind of have their own format and what works for those bikes, and I think those bikes definitely have it more figured out, I think, sometimes than Slingshots.
No, I think that I don't think so at all. I think it's still very subjective. Even if you talk SQ in a vehicle, but you did make the point that they're playing off of a certain playlist, and they're playing the music that somebody has studied in order to sit in this vehicle or listen to this vehicle and know what right sounds like. But I also don't want to spend 2.5 hours in the parking lot listening to the same 12 songs. So please don't start that. You know what I mean? Because that'll get boring.
Right. Well, that's the point we're trying to make, is like, it's the competition format for Slingshots is something different. So
a lot of people on here have judged, and so to say that there's not a way to do it right, I don't think that's accurate. Not saying that's what you're saying, but I don't think that's accurate, because 90% of the times when two good bikes, two good Slingshots get in the ring, you're no longer listening for which one is better. You're listening for the first one to make a mistake. That's when two good bikes are in the ring, right? Two good slings are in the ring. You're no longer looking for now you're checking to see who was the most nervous and stopped the song too early, forgot to drop the bass line, didn't turn their bass up high enough, chose a song that didn't complement their bike. Like there's a lot of ways to determine one good slingshot from another. And then when you got a good slingshot in the ring, you got a bad slingshot in the ring, it's really easy to tell that difference as well. So many people get in the ring in the ring and play their bike into distortion, chasing the bike they're sitting beside. And that's how you end up with these bikes that you're like, oh my goodness, like, you know what I mean? Like, why? You get these bikes that are rushed. I've judged amazing bikes. I've heard bikes online, and you get them in the ring, and then you talk to them and I just finished it last night. Well, there's that. What'd you say?
I think you finished your bike last night, the day before the competition. Sucks for you.
Yeah, that's pretty regular, it seems like.
All right. Anybody else want to get on that before we move on? All right.
Judging with your ear to the speaker is not judging.
Okay. All right, let me give a thanks out to the trailer god Kenyatta. Kenyatta has a question for the group. His question is, who is better, Kenyatta or radio, at throwing a block party? That's his question.
I've heard Kenyatta's bike. I haven't heard radios in person, so I don't want to hear radios in person. I don't think I care to, but sheesh. Yeah, Kenyatta's bike.
Top
Sounds
part.
pretty.
Radio can throw a concert in a stadium.
There you go.
I gotta stand right there because
think
man, I think Kenyatta parked next to the Superdome, and he had it was like at least 150 people out here fucking doing the cha-cha slide or whatever the hell else he was fucking playing on there. So
Yeah, I gotta
I
say
don't know.
Kenyatta. I haven't heard Radio or seen him, but I seen them at the Essence Awards have a whole block of people dancing. So I got to give my vote to Kenyatta on that one.
Okay. All right. We also got another super chat with DJ D Nice. Appreciate that. He says, "What's your best upgrade and your worst upgrade?"
If anybody say lights, they off this panel immediately. I'm telling you. If you say that was your worst, you got to be disconnected. Just letting y'all know.
All right, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Keep it going. All right. The floor is yours, AP, for a question or a suggestion or something to the group. Your floor is yours, AP.
All right. So my question is, if everybody feels like judging is so subjective, what's the solution? Yeah.
That's the $1 million question.
That's another 4-hour video, okay?
Yeah, for real.
No, but
multiple formats. I mean, you could do multiple formats. You could, if you for the purists, for the people like me who are very analytical and they want to look at bars and graphs, you could have one where they're scoring across the bar, whatever. You could have this standard.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's more
shows
formats.
take 3 to 4 hours to finish already. So having multiple.
All right. So what you're suggesting is doing a metered event and a judged event?
No meter. Hey, look, I'm from the Spanish market, man. Yeah. And I had a fucking slingshot with 100 drivers facing backwards. I was about to fucking pass out. I couldn't hear shit in that damn car. But the thing was to make the damn meter move. I have a video. You see me like this, I'm about to pass out because the pressure is so severe. So meter, you ain't gonna get sound quality out of it, so might as well just throw that one out the hell.
Yeah.
Well, we from the same area, but
what's the
I
solution?
tend to disagree. And the only way we will see this happening is if we do tests. Because what he's talking about is going to these Spanish little competition where all they're trying to do is just blast their music. But I do feel like if you do incorporate a meter like you're supposed to do with the 4 mics around the car, and you let the music play to the volume that the person competing choose to do so, you're able to see where your bike starts distorting and where is the highest number. But we haven't tested that in the Slingshot field that we're on. So it's kind of unfair to say
they don't even do that here.
They don't do that here because
not even in the Spanish things. Hell,
but you know
one time
that.
you see the people on there, hell, them people don't look at the graphs. They just hit that button. You got 30 seconds to blow every fucking driver.
Exactly, but that's the show that me and you know here. They do it, but I guarantee you, if we do it where we all compete at, those numbers be totally different, and you will see the difference in what we're trying to achieve. But it's something.
Who would run the meter?
Well, okay. I mean, the meter is kind of a lost cause because it's gonna cause too much kind of confusion and you'll have unique calibration for meters, and you'll just get a guy doing 180 dB one weekend and another guy doing 90. So maybe the better solution is you have certified judges, right, or uncertified judge events where, because I think at the end of the day, everybody knows if they got judged by someone who really knows their shit, they can. It's a much better feeling when you win. If somebody like say Smitty was going to judge a bike from us, I could get some true feedback from him versus someone who's kind of just started out building a slingshot and they're going to start judging, these bikes that we've been doing it for, for however so long. there's true validity in having an actual judge who knows what they're doing and talking about judging a bike versus somebody newer to audio or something like that, where you could even have two kinds of judging or something.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, but then no matter who you pick, somebody still might have a problem with them. Somebody still might not recognize your certified expert. Then you also run into the fact that most of the time you have a sound contest is on a Saturday, and these guys are good at what they do. So how many Saturdays are they going to be available? Then you got to also run into the fact that if you're doing a show all the way in Wisconsin and there's no certified expert, can you find 3 of them, fly them in, get them a room, feed them, just to come out there for 3 hours? So you got to come up with something that's realistic for the individuals throwing the shows, the individuals there. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would consider Sound Evolution experts until I took y'all to the East Coast. There's a whole lot of people that would consider Elvin and RCB credible until we take them to Texas. So you got to come.
Okay, so I got you. And again, where Vernon, I got love for you. Nothing against you, but your shows and all that stuff, right? Came to your show and your sound engineers did not know how many octaves are in music.
You can say how many octaves. Like I said, I don't know about sound. I go into recommendations from my people, but once again, you might go to a whole bunch of shows and people might not know that. I don't know. No, listen to what I'm saying. I don't know what you just talked about, but you're going on your level and your level of credibility. But once again, I could take you and you know all of that. That's not going to matter to somebody on the East Coast. They're just going to want, they ain't never seen you. They don't care what you know. It don't matter if you know what that is or you don't. When you go to the East Coast, nobody knows you. They're not going to respect you as a judge.
That's understood.
Now we have tried what some of y'all said, like if you went to Arkansas, we flew in Smitty. And then we tried to use another judge from another region from Texas. So we tried to mix up the regions. So that way we had a judge representing from all of them. But that's still subject to ridicule to some degree. But we went through that.
Back to
there's no perfect solution.
There's no solution for the problem.
No. So what you have to do for every event as a competitor and as a person throwing the event is just try to do the best you absolutely can with judges that particular week. I would love to say Smitty, which I talked to him, say, hey man, can you come next week? Or can you come the week after? Well, he got stuff he got to do too.
Right. Honestly, I think what helped too is the show's feedback from the judges is posted online, right? So there's no hiding from the internet, right? So if you have a judge's scorecard that is total bullshit, and
then you can post it.
Every show is posted. They're like, "Oh, this guy's a total bullshit."
Right. So back to who is it? Lee from Dirty Cycles or whatever. He judges. He does banger. Okay. He has a scorecard with comment section. He tells you exactly what he catches and what he doesn't catch. Right. So again, y'all do y'all's thing on y'all's show, y'all's way, cool, y'all way. But the red and green is bullshit. The red and green is bullshit. Get a scorecard and give me technical notes on what I did wrong. Because again, there are plenty of shows that we got beat fair and square, straight up.
But I do think that what Vernon said was right. There's always going to be an issue, and you just got to try to do the best you can. Because, like for example, you brought that up, scorecards. I had more points, and I never made it to the finals. So how can you explain that? That was Sling experience last year.
To give you a scorecard after the event is over. What good is it? For instance, we have bikes there. They get a scorecard. They letting people know they're disqualified after the event is over. So what good is that?
They have to add it. They have to tally up the points.
They know they disqualified a bike when the bike was in the ring.
Right.
But you got to tally up on a disqualification.
Again, that's fine. Again, no problem. But I'm asking you, if I lost and I go to a qualified said so judge, why did I lose? and the answer makes no sense, at that point, I don't care to go to that certain organization anymore because the judges are BS. Again, like I'm telling you, like you said, you're right. Not everybody's going to be happy. Not everybody's going to know me or AP or whoever the case is all over the U.S., and I understand. But when I lose and I go to a judge and I ask him straight up, hey, why did I lose? What did you think was wrong with the bike? And I get hit with this recently. Okay, Black Mamba.
Hey, fellas. Hey, put your microphone on mute, fellas. All right, let's go. I'm sorry about that. It sounded evolution. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Black Mamba. Every time we go to the East Coast, oh man, your horns ain't loud enough. Okay, I'm gonna turn these motherfuckers up. Turn them up. Next show. It was harsh. You just asked me last event that I didn't have enough horns. Now I got horns. That's a problem. It's like, what are you looking for? Like back to the balanced bike.
I'm still gonna have to go with you on this. If you don't like the paddles, you're saying you want 3 judges with the technical expertise that you have. You want them to travel every week to a rally.
No. That's not what we're suggesting. This is just an idea.
How do we make it fair and square? That's my question, right? What I'm saying is that what's it, right? Vernon, I don't know much about lights. When we install lights, we only install, as of right now, light the night kits. I call you for questions, yes or no?
Right. Everybody calls.
Okay. If my dumbass is judging lights at a light event, you, Vernon, are the expert, and you already know how the hell is he judging lights when he calls me for questions? You can't. I can't judge that. Straight up. I don't care what anybody in this panel says. I'm just exhausted with judges that don't know what they're doing or talking about judging these events, and they have no answer on basics about music. So what did I had a judge at your show, Vernon, that tell me he judged a sling from what he heard last weekend at another show. Huh?
Hey, man, like I explained to you before on judging, if you could give me a panel of 3 expert judges in 15 different states that's available on Saturday, cost wouldn't even be the problem. I'd pay for them. But when you're doing a show, just like right now, you mentioned Banger. That was a good experience for you at that rally. You're one of the few people who complimented them judges at that rally.
Why is that?
So everything's subjective. You got individuals that's already saying they're never coming back to that rally because of the sound contest. But see, y'all are in Texas. So you can compliment Banger because you're used to dealing with Banger. You've been in the ring with Banger. You know how to set your bike up for Banger. What about the Florida guys who came?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. You say that, but you know why? This year we went to one Banger event.
Which one?
Sling Experience.
Right. That's my point. I just said.
No.
Go to Banger every year and Sling Experience. And y'all do well there.
Hold on, Vernon. I'm talking about from all the Slingshot events we have gone to this year, only one was Banger.
Right, but how many events did you go to?
5, 6, 7.
Okay, so your bike was judged by 7 different people. How many times did you win? How many times did you win?
2, 3 times.
Was one of the 2 or 3 times with Banger?
Yeah.
What's another time you won other than with Banger?
Where was it at, Tanya? Where did you win at? Hey, we have Black Mama's house. Hold on, cuz. Hold on. Come on, I'll put you Tennessee? What did you win last time?
Sling Experience, Tennessee.
Tennessee, who was it? Who was the
Who was the judge?
Who was not the judge, but who was hosting it? Stan was it Stan?
That was Big Rod.
Memphis, Big Rod, okay.
Right. So who was the judges?
I don't know the judges.
They were certified.
They were not certified. Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know, but they were certified, right? They were certified because you won.
Again, back to there's all exactly. Like when I hear that, when I see that crap, like dude, I'm done, bro.
But so you didn't even know who the judges were, so you don't know if they were certified or not. You just know you won.
Right.
So you don't have no problem.
So when we lose, we walk.
Then the judges need to be certified.
Certified.
That's
All
my
right,
point.
we're
Y'all
gonna
don't
keep,
even know who the
This
judges
is
were,
going to
but
be
you
an
find the person you
all-day
want.
conversation for this.
all right, we're gonna keep it going. Little
All
Rob.
right, guys. I mean, we ain't never gonna find no judges, man. I mean, everybody's gonna be all different. You know what I'm saying? Where the
Little
music is,
Rob.
whatever. But everybody's gonna be different judges. You know, it's gonna be hard to find certified judges to judge at the slingshots. So
It
it's hard.
sure
You know,
is.
it's always gonna be hard, man.
You can
Always.
just do the best you can, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
all you gotta
me
do, baby.
personally,
But hey,
I kind of
Sound
So there,
Evolution, I will tell you this. Every single rally that we've gone to, months ahead, we asked the individuals from those states to get us some sound people from their area.
So the answer is we're working on it.
Yeah, but when we don't get them, we have to use judges that we fly
Right.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
but I
well,
also
they
I
can't
also
answer your
feel though that's
technical question, but
I
they're
feel as though
available.
I feel. Go ahead. I feel as though that's judgmental too, because in certain areas, people have different likes about hometown heroes, pretty much. So a hometown hero, even though y'all may be close in sound, or you may be a little better sometimes, that hometown hero may win just because they know him from the town they're in. So it's kind of subjective and objective about how it can be done. How can it be done? I don't know, but it's
So,
definitely difficult.
so Vernon, real quick to come back to what you said, right? It's hilarious how you said that whoever lost or whatever the case happened at Sling Experience, they won't ever come back to Sling Experience. But we lost at your show, SS Takeover, and all that. We still cool to come back.
Okay, how would you like it if you lost at my show and you waited to see if you won, and I walk up to you and tell you you was disqualified, but we didn't tell you till after the end of the show? Would you come back?
Yeah.
Well, you got thicker skin than most people, because if I went to a show and I'm waiting to find out if I placed or even won, and then they wait 2 or 3 hours later and then tell me I was disqualified, I have a problem with that, because if I was disqualified in the ring, I would like to know in the ring that I was disqualified.
Understood, and I agree. Understood, I agree. But
All the
that's the
sound
reason
guys
why
on. Anybody here agree or disagree? Elvin, RCB,
But you wouldn't come back to a whole
AP?
show just because of that reason?
I wouldn't come back to a show if they're gonna disqualify me and not tell me at the time when I got disqualified, so I can verify that it was a valid disqualification.
Gotcha.
True.
Okay.
Especially if 4 bikes come in there with superior sound and all 4 of them got disqualified.
That's why that's why I say paper will never work, because you can say on paper it's real easy to hide. It's easy to throw rocks and hide your hand on paper. If you're gonna stand there, you're gonna pick green or red, or you're gonna walk to the bike, or walk to the sling. You're gonna red, black, whatever your selection is. You have to own that. You have to own that in public.
You have to own it.
So you're telling me that? So you're telling me all these bagger shows, AP, Pedro, go ahead and speak up. You're telling me all these bagger shows all over the U.S. for bikes, do they? I'm asking a question. I don't know much about this. Do they do scorecards more, or do they do the red and black?
They
do paddles.
They do the paddles. You can even ask. Smitty does it too, but they mostly do the paddles, because at the end of the day, and this is just my opinion, on a scorecard, like Smitty says, you can hide behind it. We just went to a show, and I'm not gonna say no names, but somebody got all zeros, and
No, hell no. This is straight up TV, baby. Put
Straight
that
up
name out.
TV, you gotta name that shit.
I'm sure.
So y'all want me to name names? I'll name names, and
Audio Hogs,
and I'll tell you the exact situation. So at the Audio Hogs event, and it wasn't audio, it was right, the Riders for Life show. So Liz went up and she played half her song, and then the other song didn't come on, right? So if they wanted to call that a clip, it is what it is, cool. So they gave her all zeros for that round, right? Now, the second round, she plays again, right? Which if she was disqualified, they should have disqualified her right then and there. But they allowed her to come back and play another round, and she got all zeros again. It's like, I'm sorry, but like even the worst fucking sounded slings don't get all zeros that I know of. So I mean, and it's one of those things. We took it as, you know what, this is bullshit. We don't agree with it, but it is what it is. But to getting back to what Vernon was saying, that doesn't mean we're never going to go back to that show again. We're still going to go, because at the end of the day, we do this shit to have fun. If we win, great. If we lose, and fuck it, it is what it is. But do I agree with it? Fuck no, I don't.
I got a question. I got a
Yeah,
question.
what if you drove all
Hey,
the way
who
from?
was the judge that gave you all zeros though?
Man,
Hold on.
Damn
Hold
it.
on.
Damn
Hey,
it.
Devin,
Let me
they
see.
did straight up
I'm not gonna
TV.
put him out there like that because at the end of the day, whether or not he likes me or her or whatever, I don't give a shit what the situation is. I still got respect
But
for
hold
him.
on, Pedro. Did
Yeah.
that guy? Okay, hold on. Watch
Mhm.
this. In your opinion, the guy who gave you all zeros, in your opinion, did he know or understand music or basic?
No. So it goes back.
He ain't
it goes back-
certified. He ain't certified.
It-
Cuz.
it
He
goes
ain't
back to what we-
certified.
You ain't certified.
There you go.
Look. At the end of the day, this is my opinion on this, right? Everybody spends all this money doing their music on their bikes, right? And they take time out of work, they travel, and they do it mostly because they love the shit. Because ain't nobody gives a shit about a $10, $20 trophy, right? But the whole thing is, if we're spending all this money doing this,
You guys gotta stay on mute.
and we're paying an entry fee, and we're paying an entry fee. I feel like judging should be taken a little bit more seriously. Yeah, we're doing this shit for fun, and that's great, but at the same time, like it has to be taken more serious.
So
Not
that's what
not
I'm
just
trying
the
to.
judging, not just the judging.
The
The
scorecard
whole
is
event has to be taken more seriously.
Yeah, the whole thing has to be taken a lot more serious than what it is. I mean, I've been to shows where they didn't have no judges and they just picked them from the crowd. And
money's getting serious, and then
background
it's
is
to us that
Right.
happens.
So that's what I'm talking about. We pull up the shows and they don't have judges, and they are literally yelling at the crowd, looking at the crowd. Hey, you want to judge?
What shows?
Bert,
I don't want nobody to get us confused.
You're mad messy, bro.
So let's get this out here.
All right. Let's keep it going. Keep going. Hold on. Let's keep it going. Listen, I want to open up the floor for Dragon. Dragon, the floor is yours, sir. The floor is yours, Dragon.
Okay, I got like a two-part question. It's kind of directed at these Texas guys. All right, so my first question is, what's the lowest tuning frequency have you guys tuned a bass box to down there in Texas? And then my second question is, what programs or apps are you guys using to build your boxes? Can you give that?
So Texas people, right? So AP go first.
They're not gonna tell you, Jack. They're not gonna tell you that you're from the East Coast, Jack.
I'm definitely not giving away no recipes. It's taking me months to figure it out.
I told you.
Let me see that.
If you're trying to achieve that same base, do the same thing that most of us did and sit there and trial and error and figure it out.
Well, okay, all right. So let's take that part out of it. But I just want to know, what's the lowest number you got tuning off of a box?
Hold on.
Have you got one down below 30?
We already got the recipe. That's.
So where did
nobody see that?
Where's your bottom number end up at?
That's Henry's.
Just give me
that's
that.
Henry. That's Henry's base right
see
there.
that. We can't
I can't see it.
Hey, Sound Evolution. I'm flattered, bro.
Hey,
what's the number? What's the number?
Don't be flattering, Pete, because you can't see what he's showing.
Hey, I'll put it up tomorrow. It's okay.
Tell me the number.
Hey,
What's the number?
It's okay. We're about to come out with some new Samsonite luggage carriers in the back too. It's okay. We're coming out with that next year. It's easy. That's easy work, bro. That's easy work. That's easy work. Huh?
Don't be hating on the BBLs, bro.
Right there. Hey, we releasing our luggage carrier next year too, so relax. We got you.
All right, we're gonna keep it going. Keep it going.
To keep it non-specific, you're gonna be above 40 hertz is a good goal to shoot for. About 35, 40 dB. Negative 10 down is what you can kind of hope to have good performance with. If that's what kind of a ballpark of what you want.
Again, bass is going to change depending on how far you're standing from the sling. The wavelength of these low frequencies you have to stand far away of the slingshot to catch those wavelengths of the lower frequencies. So, so you can't play crazy low stuff. If anybody tells you in the slingshot scene, oh, my box is tuned to 30 hertz, 28 hertz, 24, my shit plays 30s, Okay, bro. Back to I got Henry's graph here. I got what's his name? I got Jameer's graph. So it ain't no secret. It's easy work. It's no problem. It's just make sure nobody's fooling you about playing. Oh man, I got the lows. I play 30s.
Yeah, the thing
you don't
about
play
us
30s.
is they're like they say they got some, or we heard it, and they're like, okay, we want to put validity to it. Took a ground plane measurement at a show. If you don't know, a ground plane measurement is essentially the microphone on the ground producing reflections to boost the low frequency. So, so that's what we got. So there's nothing special. It's just more bass.
King Kong plays lower than Henry's bike. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Good for you.
All right. We're gonna keep it going. The floor is yours, Little Rob. The floor is yours for a question or a suggestion.
Man, well, I don't got any questions right now, man. I mean, everybody, we all threw some questions out there. Everybody answered them. But man, thank you for having me on here, man. This is my first one, and I wish for more. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, man, I really appreciate y'all so much for having me on here. Like I said, I don't have any questions, man. I mean, everybody just out here shooting it. We having a good time, man.
Okay, all right. Let's keep it going with RCB.
My question was answered earlier, so my hopes to have that meter in the show is out the question. But I guess this next season we should have some fun. That's all I say.
Yeah. Hey, RCB, you heard what Smitty said earlier?
I know what he said.
You heard what he said?
It's your choice.
You know what, RCB? I ain't like what he said, RCB. You like what he said?
Hey, all
right.
I'm not about to wait to the end to go, so I'm going right now.
Smitty, let's go, Smitty. Let's go.
He don't like to wait his turn, man. He don't like to
Let's
wait
go,
his turn.
Smitty.
So I got a question for you. I know everybody the new hotness right now is figuring out these rules to try and get everybody on the same page. And I thought for sure we were there. Nonetheless, how do you guys feel about the new rules? And before you tell me how you feel about the new rules, how do you guys feel about the featherweight class, especially? I went down to featherweight this year just out of sheer curiosity, right? So I got rid of my big bike because I just got tired of babysitting that bike. People don't realize how much maintenance it takes to keep a bike that competitive, that long. You know what I mean? And I was tired. I was kind of bored with it. So I said, let me just get into this. I'm gonna jump into featherweight. What I come to realize is most featherweights highs outrun the base dramatically. Is there a time? Is it time for a change in that class? And how do y'all feel about the rest of the rules for 2023?
I'm cool with the rules.
Now, I like the rules, but I think that part of the question on that featherweight, like I said, yeah, the highs are going to outrun it because you only got that one sub. I mean, if you double up them subs, then maybe you can balance it out for a little bit, but that's going to be hard to do at the featherweight class. I mean, like these guys are. I mean, these featherweights are they're beasts. They're playing. These things are pumping out some really nice, good quality sound. So that's going to be hard to do. But I think the rule changes. I think they're good. I mean, like I said, putting that welterweight class in there, it's pretty cool. And I'm saying that because I'm going to be a welterweight.
I'm next, I guess. So
you didn't raise your hand.
Go ahead, Sound Evolution.
So pretty much, I think the rules, some stuff doesn't make sense to me.
Explain.
Because back to the balanced portion of a bike, right? You're talking about a balanced bike. So again, we're talking about basics. We're not going to details yet on that conversation, but on basics, right? How does a welterweight bike, let's say I'm looking at the SS takeover rules right now, right? The welterweight can run 8 12-inch speakers with 2 10-inch subs, while the next class is middleweight, You can double your speakers and have the same sub count.
But didn't we change that? Oh,
Yeah,
you talking about?
he's talking about
No,
SS rules, though. Now we ain't.
oh yeah, we
I
changed
think
that on
we
Three-Wheel
talking about
Showdown.
if
Hey,
you're looking at the rules for three wheels and riders
Okay.
for life.
Okay. So if y'all want to talk about Three-Wheel
Why are the
Showdown,
rules different?
hold on. That's fine. We're not even going to go in that conversation, so don't even keep that out. So that's fine. Cool. It's even worse. So you have
hold on, Jake. Before you go, let me help. Right, because I can tell you right now a lightweight, the 2022 rule lightweight bike has 812s, 212 subs. Right, that bike can sit beside easily a 16 speaker bike. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Adding those.
Smitty, repeat that again. I'm sorry, you cut off.
You said right now,
812 inch mid bike. What's the blue bike? King Kong.
Yep.
Can easily sit next to Henry, or not necessarily beat them, but he has potential, in a perfect situation to sit beside Black Mamba, Henry, Ted.
Right.
That shouldn't be. So there has to be some kind of gap there. It has to be a big gap. It has to.
Exactly. So back to what I'm saying, there's no, hear me out, y'all. I'm not sounding evolution, right? I'm just talking. I'm a public person in general. I'm just talking. So hear me out. We're going to basics. Speaker count. Don't even worry about the size. Okay. Again, back to I'm the rules right here, right? For Three-Wheel Showdown, welterweight is 8 speakers. Okay. 10-inch coaxials or mids, whatever you're going to call it. 8 speakers with 2 12-inch subs. Middleweight, you're allowing 16 12-inch coaxials and still run the same sub count. So, of course, King Kong is going to kill everybody. It's common sense. Everybody, again, back to Lucky 7, Louis, PJ. We're cool as hell with them. Nothing against them. King Kong is a badass bike. But everybody praising that bike up and down. Everybody talking about, ooh, King Kong can keep up with heavyweight and middleweights and all that. Of course, it's going to sound the most balanced because you got some Samsonite suitcases at the back with some big-ass enclosures with 12-inch subs.
BBLs, not Samsonites.
You're right. BBLs, right? Whatever you want to call it. These big old enclosures hanging out from the back for 2 12-inch subs. Cool, no problem. Do your thing, that's fine. But now the second sling, let's call it Black Mamba or Henry's bike or Ted's bike, whatever, that has middleweight, same subs as King Kong's. Okay, let's back up. Let Lucky 7 build 2 bikes. The sub stage is going to be the same on both the bikes. 212s, the loudest bass possible. But one bike has 8 10-inch or 12-inch coaxials. The second bike has 16, double the amount of speakers. How is that a balanced bike? If anybody on this panel tells me, oh, you got to tune it right, then why have 16 speakers? Of course, a 16-speaker bike is going to be not balanced because you have a lot more speakers with the same exact substage of a welterweight. That has been my biggest concern from 3 years ago. It did not make sense. And then people kept saying, oh, you're just butthurt because you have 215s in Black Mamba. I mean, yeah, we're the only one who made 215s work, but that's what we're not even talking about that. You got to differentiate between welter or lightweight from a middleweight. So, cool, keep middleweight at 212s.
Yo.
Hold on, Kenyatta.
Here we go.
Hey, Jake, let me just so curious, right? So you got 10 speakers, right? If you were going to build a lightweight right now, you got
8 speakers in welterweight.
8 speakers. I'm sorry, you got 8 speakers, right? So you're gonna fire 1 or 2 out of the back. You want to fire 1 or 2 out of the side, and you got to figure out 1 or 2 out of the front. Yes, that's basically that's your speaker count.
Yeah, sure.
Just because you have to get 360 stage at some point, right?
Right.
So I think the biggest problem was the 12s. Honestly, I think 12s was too far because yes, you can do a lot more with 12s, well-rounded, but at the same time, then you gotta we're not gonna go technical. Let's just say you only got 8, right? You can feel a lot more. You can get a much better feel with 16. You can get a much better stage with 16, right? So now it's up to the builder to decide how to make that work. No?
Well, I mean,
No,
I think
it doesn't matter.
There's a lot to go. Like, there's a lot that has to go wrong with a lightweight, and there's not that much that can go right with the middleweight. Like, so if the lightweight is competing as a middleweight or whatever whatever we're talking about, it doesn't have to do much to be better than the middleweight, right? Because it's already going to be balanced. Like the middleweight, it can't play too loud or it's not going to be balanced with the subs. It can't play too much bass or it's going to be unbalanced with the bass. Like, so I just don't get that.
It does, Smitty, it doesn't matter where you.
Hey, can I jump in? Can I jump in? Y'all mind for a second?
Go ahead.
Sorry, Smitty. Smitty, you okay?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this is my opinion. I can't get as technical like you guys. Like, what's up, Sound Evolution, AP, Smitty, Elvin, the Dragon, all you guys, man. Because at the end of the day, man, I take my hats off to y'all. Y'all experts. Y'all and RCB. My bad. Y'all great at what you guys do. But my opinion is this here, man. It's just my opinion, and I only go by what I experience. And what I experienced is diamond design. All right. So my opinion, it was no separation. It's all on the shop. The reason why I say it's all on the shop, you have my slingshot, that's a lightweight slingshot, right? Do y'all know that my slingshot had more speakers than the Grand Reaper? But if you put my slingshot, that's a middleweight, against Grand Reaper slingshot, it was a totally huge separation. Then you put Grand Reaper slingshot against one of Evan Diamond Design slingshot, it was another huge separation. So it's the people can't build a separation. You see what I'm saying? My slingshot, if Evan built a lightweight slingshot at the old platform with all 12-inch speakers, right? My slingshot can't stand up against his middleweight slingshot. This middleweight slingshot couldn't stand up against his heavyweight, and it wasn't even close to each other. You see what I'm saying? So I think this is on the shops. Like, I feel like that they couldn't build a separation.
No. So watch this, right? Again, no disrespect towards Elvin or anybody, right? But Elvin hasn't built a sling where the bass competes against King Kong. I'm sorry, it doesn't do that. Okay.
Okay, I got to ask you a question. We want to talk about bass, right? Because y'all been talking about hold on. Y'all been talking about bass all day, right? Y'all been talking about bass all day, right? And then here, so we can tune our sling. Evan can tune his slingshots to play at a low volume and get the bass high. So get King Kong and get the Black Mamas to play at volumes 35 at a high peak volume and still keep up with that same bass at that 40 hertz or them 30 hertz and still be balanced. So we still play at a high volume and still have bass at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So can you do that? Because it's just like you get in your car. You get in your car, you gotta be balanced. You turn up. You don't want to have your bass override your highs. You don't want your bass override your tweeters. You see what I'm saying? Like throw some Whitney Houston on your slingshot. Can you hear the tweaks? Can you hear the trebles? Can you hear all of that? You see, how you gonna hear all that if 30% of your slingshot is cracking the concrete? You can't even hear no trebles. You can't hear no tweaks. So how's that balance?
This is an outdoor environment. You can't compare it to a car. Like,
no, Sandra. No, going back to the old conversation with balance. I'm just talking about with balance. That's not balance. If you can't, I remember I was at a competition with Smitty, right? I'll give you an example. I was with Smitty, and we was in Myrtle Beach, I think, and he had, I think Sam lost against one of the bites out of North Carolina, right? The Sam was a way more powerful slingshot than the slingshot that beat him. But they went to a tiebreaker, and Smitty went to a song. Go back to judges, and that song had every tweet, everything again, every sound in that slingshot. You see what I'm saying? And that slingshot ended up beating Sam, and Sam ended up going back to the lab because it didn't have that overround sound. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of slingshots doesn't have the tweaks. You can't have the tweaks. You can't have it if you overpowering with bass. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, go back to what y'all talking about. It's about the separation, man. With Evan, with Diamond Design, I can't speak for Sound Evolution because I haven't heard all y'all slingshots on the Black Mama and AP.
No,
but
we don't,
with Evan, the Diamond Design slingshots, my lightweight slingshot, the Grand Reaper middleweight slingshot, and you put up Twist heavyweight slingshot, it was a huge separation in every class. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying the shops couldn't build a huge separation. See what I'm saying? So I feel like that was more so in the shops, and I feel like by y'all changing the rules, y'all babysitting the Slingshots community. Because we didn't have no problem with the rules, because we can build separation. Diamond Design can.
Well,
back to the fact that watch this, right? We're back to the basics. We're not talking about a shop. I don't care about the shops right now. I don't care about Sound Evolution. I'm talking about a sling that if I build 2 slingshots, both the give me the extension cord, bro, please. Come on, G. If I build 2 slingshots that has the baddest base in both the slings, but one sling is a lightweight with 8 speakers, and the other sling has 16 speakers. Which bike is gonna sound more balanced? If you're telling me I gotta turn my 16 speaker slingshot volume down to be balanced, then why am I running middleweight?
Why would you?
Okay, hold on. Let me answer this question, man. Because the thing is, we always talking about the loudest slingshot. If it wasn't another issue with the loudest slingshot, why do we have 12s on the side of the slingshots? You see what I'm saying? So it's like we were chasing the be loud. Am I making sense to you?
You're not making sense to me.
I thought the rules supposed to be balance and clarity. I thought balance and clarity is supposed to have more weight on it.
No. Hear me out. I am the number one person that pushes for clarity and balance. So again, I'm agreeing, saying that the loudest sling does not win. Back to I have.
Good question. Yeah, 212s. 212s.
Right.
I got you.
You're understanding what I'm saying. I don't care about the loudness, all that stuff right now. It's not about the loudness. You have 8 12-inch speakers or 16 12-inch speakers, but they both have the same substage. We're talking about the same question Smitty just brought up initially. That's the same thing I'm chiming on. I'm not going away from that question, right?
It was just in the trailer.
Nobody got nothing else? AP got something to talk about that, or you're happy with
No, hold on. I'll say one thing, which I don't know sound, but what I know is this.
I don't know about y'all. I can.
I know when
I can't hear you.
Hold on, Vernon. Definitely build slings, in every category and have separation between them. I mean, I'm not sure what really the question is.
Okay.
He's saying if you got.
I'm going back what Smitty was saying. Like I heard a question earlier. They trying to build separation, and I felt like that on the classes. Like I got 12. I'm probably the first one to put 12 on the fender, and I always disagree with the 12s in the lightweight class. From the get go, because I feel like that wasn't right. I feel like after featherweight, they should go with 8-inch speakers.
Back to back. Hold on, Smitty. Me and you are bitching about the same thing. You're talking about featherweight has too much highs, not enough bass. We're bitching about the same thing. The speaker count on how loud 6.5, whatever the class is, right, gets compared to what 110-inch sub, you cannot get that balance. Cool, I get it, AP. I got Elizabeth doing damage. Cool, no problem. But end of the day, again, to me, the middleweight and the class below that doesn't make sense. Vernon, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
My whole thing is this. At some point, everybody on this panel knew we were working on a new format for sound. You disagreed this strongly, but you didn't call us one time to say, hey, man, y'all might want to look at this.
I'll tell you why I didn't call you. I'm not about to sell you on something and SS Takeover on something. Y'all said the rules. We'll build it. Cool. But this is the problem, right? These
what I'm saying is, like what we were saying before, we're all in this to try to work together for the betterment of the community. Your opinion matters as much as anybody else's. We talked about this. I know Smitty and Elvin talked about this for a month or more?
Yep. Me, Smitty, 12-volt Ted. I call AP on it. Pretty much a lot of people. It wasn't a dramatic change. And as far as the separation and stuff like that. Oh, go ahead, Vernon. I'll continue.
It's very obvious, man. You know what you're saying, what you're talking about, sound evolution, and you're very passionate about it. I'm not a sound guy, but I do want to make sure our shows are right and correct. And you know me. You're a distributor for Like Tonight. You could have just called me and say, hey, Vernon, you might want to look at this. But in the end, it does us no good to have pillars in the sound contest and pillars that are building see that there might be something that we can change, and you don't let us know till we get on the show and the rules has been changed.
Hey. Clearly in this panel, everybody's happy with it except us. So it's a majority vote. Well, half people are not talking much on here, but like I said, Elvin called everybody, didn't call me. That's cool. I'm good. But what I'm saying is clearly everybody else is happy with the rules. We'll play by the rules. We got no problem with that. I'm just letting you know my concern that clearly in the panel, nobody else complained about the rules. So, hey, that's majority over us. So that's cool. We'll play by the rules.
If we were discussing this last year, I would absolutely agree with you. But now that the rules have changed, like I definitely agree with the new rules. I feel like there's enough separation in the new rules. That lightweight class. I mean, and the whole thing with the lightweight class for me was the size restriction. If they did a size restriction for 10 or 8 or whatever the case may be, I mean that would have been the way to do it. Which that's why I guess they changed it now. But I mean, as far as the rules for 2023 are, I feel like they're on point. That's
going back on what I'm saying, so everybody get the point, man. I'm not passionate about stereo stuff. I don't know a lot about it. I refer to Smitty, Elvin, guys like that. What I'm passionate about is trying to make it so that we're all on the same page. I'm passionate about the people on this panel. If you don't get a call from here on out, or anybody don't get a call, and you got an opinion concerning sound, lights, or whatever, it matters. We got to come together. It's a lot of sound people out here. There's no way Smitty and Elvin could have called everybody. But there was enough people to know that we are working on this and that y'all can make a call. In the end, we're all competitors, but we want to compete the right way. So we got to get together on this. Y'all are very technical sound over at Sound Evolution, putting mics on the ground and metering bikes and all that kind of stuff. I didn't completely understand. So your opinion on us redoing the sound limitations or whatever would matter. It's not a stepchild thing. It's not a Texas thing. It's not an East Coast thing. It's a let's get this right for everybody thing. And then we'll go compete on what we set up. All right. So in the future, let's just keep in mind, we all on the same team. It's the off season. This one we supposed to come together and get shit right for all the new people that want to do this. So just because I didn't call you, man, I deeply respect what you do. Y'all had Black Mamba sounding so great in Texas, man. You winning. It would have been we were at a default for not having you give your opinion. But it is welcome. All right. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, we're gonna keep it going. Mr. Santiago, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, I'm gonna go back to Smitty's question though, about the balance and stuff. Hell, he brought you definitely brought the heat when you brought that featherweight out. The separation in between that, I don't know if you heard Sound Evolution. I don't know if you got to hear Phoenix bike from Light 'Em Up. That motherfucking bike, that thing has some damn serious ass bass with them fucking vocals, bro. That bike sounded really damn good, really good. Might want to check that one out, especially when we talked about the featherweight class on that. But as far as my question, damn, I don't have no question, man. I'm cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know
all
what
right,
I'm saying?
cool.
All
right,
my only concern was, do I have a concern? No. No. All you guys are the man. You know what I'm saying? You guys are excellent fucking builders. I'll rock with everybody. Y'all already know when y'all see me, it's a fucking party. So, you know what I'm saying? AP, you my dog. Yo, my bad, Sound Evolution, if I ain't call you, man. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I say that publicly on here. My bad if I ain't call you. But
you're good.
Between dealing with everybody, you know what I'm saying? My bad on that.
I got a question since nobody else got a question. Right now, the game has evolved so far. Like I remember when everybody still ran kick panels. You know what I mean? I remember when people still had a 6.5-inch Rockford Fosgate. Do you guys as builders see the game do you see it evolving anymore, or over the next year or so, or do you see a lot of refinement coming? Because the slings have gotten louder, the bass has gotten bigger, and there's still a whole lot of sloppy bikes out there.
you guys think it's time to refine, or you think we're just going to continue to add speakers until everybody's a heavyweight? What do you guys think?
I think it's just getting revolving. New technology is coming out every single day. Like it's gonna get to the point. It's gonna get super crazy. It's just we can't stop it. You know, with technology, it's gonna keep coming.
What is AP doing? AP, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, Pedro? You're muted.
I'm chilling on my couch, man. Right next to me.
Yeah, he wants his old lady to say something. I know she got something to say. That's why he keep putting the camera on her ass.
It's still shaking her head. Like,
I do have a question. All right. I meant to tell All Star this before we start the show, that you need to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the show to state that even though we are all on the panel together, we don't necessarily share the same opinion. Because sometimes somebody might say something that a person outside of the panel finds offensive and think we all on the same crew, or we all found it offensive. I mean, and think that we all together, and we're not. My next question is this. If y'all were building a bike and you had to pick a builder other than yourself to build it, who would you pick? Somebody outside of your camp, based on the work that you've seen. Who would you pick?
I'll say mine in Florida, Elvin Santiago.
That was quick.
I'm having Elvin build my pods. I'm having Sound Evolution build my bass. I'm having AP design me a speaker.
Oh, you trying to be too good.
No. Listen, think
one person, Smitty.
Think about what I'm saying. Who builds a sexier pod than Elvin?
If you had to go to one person, Smitty.
Hold on. Who paints better than RCB right now? Who's killing the game in paint? RC is either between RCB and maybe Joey in Texas. Sound Evolution has been known to build a hell of a box.
You messing my question up.
No. But I'm just saying, think about what I'm saying.
I do understand what you're saying.
Who the hell am I gonna send my lights to? Get lights put on.
We already know who the best installer is, man.
My vote is for Devin. You know what I'm saying? Give my man a raise. Devin for mayor. You know what I'm saying?
My answer for lights would probably be Devin too. That's my man. He's been working with me a long time. I call him my son. I went to high school with his dad. That's how we met. But for the rest of y'all, Sound Evolution, who would you pick? Don't think we're gonna forget.
Shit. Man, I would say most would be Lucky 7, PJ, Orlando, and Lucky 7. That would be my pick.
Lil Rob?
Man, I wouldn't even know, man. I mean, Sound Evolution is base, so I would shoot at Sound Evolution.
Dragon?
Certified. Shit, I'm keeping it in Florida, baby. Diamond Design.
RCB?
You know he already my partner.
Hey, so I'm the only asshole who pick a shop that's not on this panel, huh?
Hey, wow. Hey, this is straight up TV. You gotta say it like you is.
It is. Hey, it is what it is.
All right, I would pick. Well, my bike's already at Elvin's shop, so he already know that.
So if you had to pick somebody other than Elvin, who would be second?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
You got him. You put him up in the corner.
Yeah.
You ain't like that shit, did you?
So go ahead, Vernon. What's your answer?
If I had to pick somebody other than Elvin to do my bike, I probably would pick Smitty.
Okay. Nice.
Not because of the bike itself. Smitty is one of the first people that don't get me. I want to get a bike built, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna play Luke, I'm gonna play whatever, I'm gonna bang, bang, bang. It's gonna kill. Smitty and actually Corinne were the first two competitors that I seen that used a true strategy while playing in a contest. Where I could see where Smitty set a person up the first round so he could take him out on the second round. So in him doing that, I would have him build my bike and ask him to instruct me on the different strategies of playing. So that's why I would pick Smitty as my second.
Okay.
All right, now another thing
I
before
don't
we get
have a
off here,
second
real
flight,
quick, before we get off here, because we said this at the last thing, I'm gonna say it again. Is that Mark back there? Who's that standing behind him?
I always get Mark. I always get called Mark.
I mentioned earlier about people saying they're not going to come to an event for one reason or another.
Wait. Hold on. That's not Mark. That's my brother Jess.
I know it's not Mark, but I'm still going to tell y'all this. Because we said earlier, when we throw a show, if we don't get something right and you never tell us, we can't fix it. If you know a person, like y'all are complaining, say people come out of the crowd and judge, and then you'll look on Facebook after a show where that's done and everybody's complimenting the show. So why would the person who threw the show think they need to change anything? If you go to a show and they score you and they disqualify you and you feel like you shouldn't come back no more, I shouldn't have to be the person to say that on here. You should call that company, that group, and say, hey, what y'all did last year, I didn't appreciate it, blah, 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 blah. We all men here, and this is straight up TV. We can't start to fix what's going on in the Slingshot community till everybody's brave enough to go forward and stop talking behind people's backs and then smiling in their face. There's a lot of people on here, a lot of people in the Slingshot community that'll do that. If you go to an event and something's not right, you can pull a person to the side personally and say, hey, man, you might want to try this. Now, if they don't listen, that's one thing. But if you never tell them, they're never going to fix it because they're going to continue to think that they're throwing a good show. Just like if you're building a bad bike, Sound Evolution or Elvin, the customer leaves your shop and talks stupid bad about how you built that bike, which I see that a lot on a lot of levels. I have people that have come to my shop and their lights are screwed up and we have to rewire the whole bike or whatever, but they will never call the person who did the bike. They will never say a word to them. So how do they know? So we as men and women in this, if we want to fix it, it starts with us as individuals. Tell a person, hey, your speaker parts are nice, but your wiring is shit.
Vernon, you know how many times I have like started to say it and my brother stops me, or some people just they just, bro, I can call people out every day on the shit we find and all that. Like you can take apart I'll give you 10 grand. Take apart Black Mamba and talk shit. Take apart Black Mamba and find any bullshit wiring, anything. You will not, right? I've seen pictures. I've seen Slingshots in person show up to my shop completely upset and butthurt from the previous shop. And when I hit him with the price, exact conversation. Oh, man, I should have came here the first time. I almost spent that there. But now they don't have the money to spend it with us. So now they're trying to lowball us. I'm not doing it. That is why, dude, again, like my brother says all the time, we got the Slingshot game in like 2018, I think. I can still count with my own two hands on how many slings I've done. Again, I'm not cheap because we believe in fit and finish. That's our biggest thing, right? Me and Black Mamba always fight about timelines to get stuff done in, right? They want stuff to look good in a quick timeline. It's not happening. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. Okay. If Vernon, if a whole bike takes you, let's say, a day to light up, right? I'm just saying example. I'm not saying you do that. And they want it back in 2 hours. What are you going to tell them? I can't. Go somewhere else. Whatever the cases. That's what we have to do, right? Back to, that is why the other shop in town can eat all the food for Slingshots. It doesn't bother me. I get phone calls every time I go to the shows and everybody comes tell us, oh man, I wish I came to you the first time. I would have spent money with you the first time. Now I just wasted X amount. Dude, people have spent $5, $3, $4, $7, $10,000 at other shops. But when I hit them with the same tab of $7 grand or $8 grand or 10 grand, they're like, holy shit, you just dropped 10 G's and your sling almost caught on fire.
But they won't call the other shop. They won't call them. They won't call that shop.
No, not at all. Not at all. They don't put bad reviews. Yeah, they don't put bad reviews or nothing. I mean, dude, we stand by that. We believe in that. Like I said, I wish we did more Slingshots, but I would rather not deal with it because clients are not easy, but they're not. It's hard and it sucks because I would love to do more slingshots, but I don't because my price is my price.
Yeah, but still going on back on what I'm saying, man, you gotta let people know. You know, if a guy's doing bad stereo work, I'm sure there's some people on this panel that might go and say, hey man, you know, you might want to work on this, work on that. I've called companies and told them, look, y'all should just stop installing lights.
I have done the same. I have messages and phone calls. Hey, so and so slingshots here. Hey, so and so vehicle, so and so bike is here, and it's pretty bad. Like I'm sending them pictures, and they say, "Oh man, I guess I need to step up my game to take care of my shop, whatever the case is." And it still happens every day, and they don't care because again, they have numbers, they have quantity, they have slings going in and out of the shop. They are known for the sling scene in Houston, so. Whatever.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, man. I see them bikes all day. I see it, but
I ain't saying no names because me and the owner's cool, but like I said, I'm not. End of the day, bro.
Hopefully, if you and the owner's cool, you should be able to pull them to the side and say, man, you need to get you some.
I've done it. Once we hang up, I will send you screenshots. I've done them. Again, it doesn't matter because he does 10 slingshots a day. It doesn't matter. So you don't care. He's like, money's coming in. So clearly everybody's happy with it. No customers complaining about it. But what they do is they come to other shops. They may go to AP. They come to us. And they're like, hey, man, this shop sucks. And why don't you talk about it?
Wow.
Well, man, hey, it's not just that shop or it's any shop. All I'm just saying, man, even if it's a platform, us, Sling Experience, Takeover, Riders for Life, if you don't tell us what we're doing wrong or what you would like, we're just going to keep giving you what we think you like or what's working. So same thing like I said with your individual shops. Smitty just made a good point. He named all the different individual things he liked from one shop to the other. But he couldn't name one shop that did everything. Right? So obviously there's some stuff he like about your shops and some stuff he don't like.
Whoa.
Put you on the spot. Elvin, you can only build a pods.
I don't paint, so I'm good with that, baby.
Right. We gotta.
Y'all look at this screen, see that over there?
Y'all can keep all the paint with the texture.
RCB, you just paint.
I said to him to
Don't
paint.
you wire nothing up, RCB. Just paint. No, I'm just poking fun there because I know y'all know we all know these guys, and like somebody said earlier though, man, all of y'all do outstanding work. I got a gentleman on here. He makes these comments, and I'm gonna go and address his comments while he's on here. So first of all, like tonight, we're not a perfect company. We not like my man Rob and Dragon. I started like tonight in my garage, working till 2-3 in the morning. My garage is not even big enough to park a Slingshot in. So when I finished the bike, the customer had to come pick it up 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So in doing like tonight, I never imagined that it would be the size it is now. So I hope a lot of people in the comments and everybody's listening to this. We're not perfect. When I designed the dynamic effects kit, I never imagined people would want to put more lights on their bike than the 14 to 16 strips that are in the kit. So we designed it with the toggle switch and distribution blocks and everything that you can hook everything up from point A to point B, and you'll never have a problem with it. We couldn't anticipate somebody going online and buying 10 more strips and plugging it in and the toggle switch burn up. But when we get the calls, we got to fix that problem. So we come out with a relay wiring harness with the relay built in and stuff like that. Like I got a gentleman on here, he's complaining about his toggle switch burned up, but we done called him 5 or 6 times. We done made contact with him several times saying, hey, I'll bring the switch to you. I'll come to your house. Just come to your
Vernon, I've never gotten that service from you.
Hey, if you feed me, I'll come. The one thing about like tonight that I can tell you is this. And I ain't just saying this because I'm on here. Everybody know me. Y'all can call me anytime. My phone ring 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning because that's when people are out with their lights on. And we'll answer the phone and we'll try to take care of it. So if there's someone out here that's constantly complaining, they can't show you where they called me and I totally ignored them or I didn't try to fix it.
Like I said, bro, doesn't matter how much you do or how badass you are or how happy you are. Everybody is going to screw up at one point. Doesn't matter how badass Sound Evolution is. We have made plenty of mistakes, right? And you just get it done, fix it right for the client, and move forward. There's going to be always clients out there that's going to find a reason to just cry and complain, and it is what it is.
Now, luckily for me, I don't have a lot, so I can name the one or two because it's only the one or two that I got.
Right. So
but the guy just happens to be on here posting.
Right. And like I said, Vernon, hear me out. You take care of 100 clients and 1 out of the 100 is a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Again, I have clients that butthurt about certain things. Like I charge what I charge, but they expect Jesus to sit on their dash and sing. It's not going to happen. Like it's end of the day, it is close. But at the end of the day, you got to have realistic expectations, right. And people, like I said, people spend. Bro, it's funny, it's hilarious. No. I have clients that spend $3,000, $4,000, and expect $50,000, $100,000 sound systems. I have a truck in there right now, the shop. His tab is $100,000 just on an audio build, and not a slingshot in a truck. And he hasn't called me once, checked on the progress once, annoyed me, or like whatever the case is, right? Dude, like, again, change your clientele, do the work you do, and it is what it is. Like I said, you're not going to keep everybody happy.
Yeah, the one thing I'm trying to get out here, that when these people come to your shop, say if Sound Evolution customer came to my shop, the first thing I would ask them is, did you call them? Did you call the guys at Sound Evolution?
All the time.
For sure. Right.
We do that all the time. Hey, did you let them know? Number one reply, I don't want to go back there anymore. I don't want to deal with them anymore. All right, cool. That's fine.
Yeah, but then when you don't want to go back to them, then you're gonna pay this bill.
And they don't.
All right, guys. Let me jump in here real fast. Let me give a thank you to the trailer god, Kenyatta. He says his comment is featherweight stay the same. Lightweight has 8s and 2 10-inch subs. Welterweight has 10s and 2 12. Middleweight has 16 and up to 12-inch speakers. Heavyweight is no more than 30 speakers. Extreme, bring your mama. All right, and we got another super chat. With G Money from Light 'em Up. Happy holidays and wishes everyone a safe and healthy holidays. See everyone in 2023 season from behalf of G Money and Team Light 'em Up. Appreciate that.
Team Light 'em Up, G Money.
G Money in the house. All right. Hey, at this time, man, we've been streaming for 2 hours and 22 minutes, man. I want to thank you guys for coming on the show, man. So before we get out of here, man, I want to go ahead and go around the room, man. And for our viewers, man, if they want to reach out to you guys for work, man, I want you guys, we'll go around the room and you guys can give all your social media handles in case some of these subscribers and people who view this live stream, they can reach out to you. So please take your time, give your phone number, give your address, whatever you want to give out, so that they can reach out to you. So we're going to start with AP Customs.
So AP Customs, Houston, Texas. Our Facebook is AP Custom Cycles. Our Instagram is AP Custom Cycles. Our TikTok is AP Custom Cycles. And our email is apcustomcycles@gmail.com. Phone number is 713-851-7771.
AP, what's your email?
apcustomcycles@gmail.com.
What's your blood type?
All right,
AP Cycles.
Let's keep it going with Little Rob.
Is he frozen?
You there, Little Rob?
He almost made it to the end.
Little Rob, you there? We can't hear you, Little Rob. You're muted.
Thanks, Simon.
Hello?
Yeah, all right, there you go.
All right, man. Hey, what's up, man? Y'all can look me up at Little Rob's Customs on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Y'all can hit me up 832-567-5677. I also want to give a shout out to my boy Big Blue. That's Big Sean Hudson, Tim Carter, Mr. Phantom, man. Thank y'all for letting me build y'all's lights and y'all's sound, man. And everybody here in Houston. We're located here in Houston, Texas, too. Man. So just look us up, hit us up, and we'll go from there.
All right. All right, let's go with RCB.
Regan Custom Bikes out of Tampa, Florida. We want to reach us out 757-344-3605. Our Facebook is under RCB Regan Custom Bikes. Our Instagram is under RCB Regan Custom Bikes. And that's about it. No TikTok like AP.
Okay. Sound Evolution, you still there? No, they're going. Smitty, you there? Sound Evolution.
Yeah,
certified.
All right, go ahead and give us a social media handle, sir, if anyone wants to reach out to you.
All right, on social media, we've got Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We're all going to be on Sound Evolution HTX. And then if you want to get in touch with us on Facebook, it's going to be Jake Jesty, my brother over here, and Jess Jesty, myself. And then Chase Bojan.
Got it. Thank you. Dragon.
I'm not a shop.
All right, well, give us the social media handle, sir.
I'm not a shop. I don't deal with other people.
Dragging out.
Dragging out. There we go.
All right. Mr. Santiago, Diamond Design.
Diamond Design, baby. That's where we at, out of Lakeland, Florida. If y'all guys want to hit me up on Diamond Design on Facebook. Instagram is Diamond Design 863. If you have a concern, call my phone at 407-719-6958. And my email is diamonddesign863@gmail.com. Boom. Baby.
All right. Smitty, you there? Smitty not there. All right, we're going to close on out here with Mr. Light Tonight. Mr. Light Tonight, can you give us your social media handles?
Okay, y'all can catch me at ltnleds.com. That's my webpage. All my information is on it. Get ready for the first week of September. We're going to have a Slingshot National Championship. We're looking at doing prizes upwards of $2,000 to $3,000 per category. It's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be live. So get ready.
All right. Hey, I want to thank you guys for taking time to come out on the show, man. Appreciate it. Please come back anytime you feel like you want to come back. All right, we out. Peace.
Peace.